Hello, hello, everyone. I am looking forward to this playthrough here with Persian. Quick shout out, by the way, to Scott's Thoughts. For those of you who watch him diligently, as I do, he's on vacation right now. Normally, he streams on Thursdays and Fridays, but he's in Europe, I think. So, hope you're having a great time, Scott, if you happen to see this. Uh, because he's a cat lover, I thought, hey, it would be kind of fun to play a cat. I actually played Persian a little bit yesterday. So, similar to my run with Victory Bell, um, I'm going to go in with a little bit of experience. Although I had a little more experience with Victory Bell than Persian. I did 2 runs yesterday with Persian. So, I've got a little bit of a feel for how this Pokemon plays. But I don't have it like hammered down or anything, and we may change the route a little bit in between, but we won't spend too much time in the router today. I want to spend most of our time in playthroughs. Uh, by the way, I will also say that the versus video that Scott did with Persian and Primate from about a year and a half ago is, I think, one of his better versus videos he's ever done. I really, really enjoyed it. And every once in a while, like YouTube will decide to autoplay it in the background. And I always kind of like having that in the background too. So I linked it in the description. I stole his Critty cat nickname to put it in the title. So full transparency there. That's not my nickname, but I thought it'd be I thought it'd be kind of fun to give a little homage to Scott since he's not here right now. Okay. Um, you thought I was wearing a tactical armor shirt for a second? Yeah, this is a disc golf jersey. I'm a big disc golfer. So if anyone out there likes disc golf, we're part of the few. It's probably even more niche than Pokemon. Although maybe speedrunning Pokemon is about the same amount niche level uh as disc golf is. All right, I'm gonna adjust my camera. Bear with me for a second. I've got to move my monitor so it's a little more comfortable for me to play on, and it looks like it's still probably fine, lined up fine. Okay. By the way, the splits that I have it comparing to is Porygon. My optimized run with Porygon was 44 minutes and 43 seconds. I'm not going to tell you what I got with Persian last time, but yesterday, I mean, off stream. But I guess you'll probably have a little bit of an indicator as to what I think is possible since I'm comparing my splits against Porygon. I think a good run is going to be sub 44. I think that's quite a good run if we could get sub 44 today. But I'm going to go ahead and put a poll in here so that people can vote on what they think will happen. So we're not going to do a 2 polls, same as last time. We're just going to do a final result poll. We'll give a stretch goal of sub 40. I don't think we're going to go sub 40 today. I think that's unlikely. But I think this is a pretty good spread here of the likely things to happen. And if we go more than sub 48 today, I will be very sad. I do agree that sub 40 is eventually possible. Like if you put in the number of runs that I put into Hitmonlee into Persian, like I think I could get it, but I think we'd need to get a lot of good luck and I'd have to play really well to get sub 40 today. I don't think that's the most likely scenario. Hey, you cool it over there in the chat, Smash Math, saying sub 44 is pretty easy. It's not that easy because I think Scott got like 44 something, 44XX when he ran Persian. Of course, that was a year and a half ago. I'm sure he could improve that today, but it's hard to play on stream. I've said it before. I stick by it. I think it was a little easier for me to play well on stream with Victory Bell, and I do think that I hope you agree. I thought I did Victory Bell justice on stream the other day, so I don't want to say that I can't play well on stream, but it is a little extra level of challenge, and I think it helped that I played it a couple times before streaming. So I've done that again today. You can see this is Persian 3. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into the playthroughs. by the way, I will mention the moveset, I guess, really quick before we start. I'm going to pull up the move pool so everyone can see it for a second, because this matters at a high level. We get water coverage in Bubble Beam and Water Gun. No Surf, interestingly, but just Bubble Beam and Water Gun. And then we get electric coverage in Thunderbolt and Thunder. Thunder I will not be picking up today, but Thunderbolt is going to be our most useful coverage move. Although if you look at our stat distribution, we're more of an even attacker than you might think. I always thought of Persian as a physical attacker, but we actually have 65 special and 70 attack. So our attack and our special attack are actually very similar to each other. So Thunderbolt is going to see use today, but so is Body Slam, and Slash is our best move, but we don't get it until level 51 because we're not badge boosting. So critting every time is going to be really good. Okay, enough of the move pool stuff. 1 second. Want to make sure that I'm not playing with Mew. And off we go. So first of all, if you haven't seen a Persian playthrough before, you might think that we have to grind for a long time for Brock. Being that we don't have Water Gun to start, obviously we're not a water type. We don't get that TM until Mount Moon. And we have to get through Brock with normal type damage. However, we do have excellent tools in Scratch, well, not Scratch, but Growl, Screech, and Bite. These are all quite good. Screech is going to help us a lot to get past the rock types. And you notice we started off with 2 crits back to back. This is the Persian experience. We have a 22% chance to crit. That is a very high crit chance because we have 115 base speed, which is just an enormous base speed stat. Now, would we love it if we could transform 20 or 30 of those stats into special or into our attack? Yes, we would love if we could do that. But the crit chances are pretty good. And it's kind of nice playing a high crit rate Pokemon that doesn't have a setup move because you're always happy to see the crit. Unlike, you know, of course, if you're setting up with Swords Dance or Amnesia or something and you're hoping not to crit, that doesn't feel very good. It feels a lot better to play with Pokemon where you hope it crits and it crits a lot. So it does give some flavor to this playthrough a bit. Hello, Chris. Do we have any plans to use Payday for extra money? Good question. I could see a world where this could be routed, you know, like if you're really close to affording a vitamin that you couldn't quite afford. But because Persian is a little bit frail and it has to do some mid-game training, we're not going to be able to beat the game at a very low level consistently. So we're going to do a little extra training. Because of those factors, I'm going to be pouring money into super potions for mid-game training. And because we're doing that, it kind of takes away from our money to begin with. So I don't really think it makes sense to like use Payday a lot. If we only needed to use it like once or twice maybe to get the amount of money we needed to push us over the edge for a vitamin, then it could be worth it. But I think we're actually going to be fine with just buying 1 vitamin at the department store and a bunch of potions. And then we're going to go for proteins to help our physical attack. And then with proteins, we can also pick one up in the Safari Zone for free because it's like right on the way. So only level 10 for Brock, by the way. Only level 10 for Brock. We start with 1 Growl just so it does a little less to us. 1 Screech, and then Bite is going to do about the same amount of damage if it crits or if it doesn't crit after 1 Screech. So either way, it's a 4 hit. Against the Onyx, okay. We are going to want to set up a couple Screeches at least. And the Bide was really good for us, although we needed to stop crit binding us. That's pretty painful. Okay, we got through first try. 326 might surprise you for a Brock split, by the way. If I told you going into this and you hadn't seen it yet, I said, hey, Persian, what's the Brock split? What do you think the Brock split's going to be? I bet most of you, with only normal type moves, would have thought it would take in more than that. More time than that. I was really impressed when I saw how low of a level and how fast we could actually get that that Brock split. GameCube Boombox, nice to see you here. How much different would speedrunning be if you could simply buy the Hyper Beam TM? Oh man. Instead of all the coins that you need. Yeah, that's a good question. So like if you just had the money that you needed, and it's still a lot of money. I guess I'm not quite sure how much money it is. Maybe that matters a bit. By the way, I'm going to have to mix in a couple scratches here just so that we don't run out of bytes. We need to save 2 bytes for the last Metapod so that it doesn't troll us for too long. I guess I'm not quite sure how much it costs, but I assume that money is not the major factor there. I think it would change quite a bit, especially for normal types and physical attackers. Like Persian would love to use Hyper Beam, but you can only really use Hyper Beam realistically with Mimic. By the way, you notice that I picked up the water gun TM there? That's because Misty is quite sketchy if you try to beat Misty before the rival and Nugget Bridge. So we're going to delay Misty until later. Obviously, we would love to have Bubble Beam first, but we're going to be hitting harder with Bite than Bubble Beam anyway. So I don't think we're really slowing ourselves down, at least not much, by getting Bubble Beam later. So we're going to take on Misty afterwards. And then once we have Bubble Beam, we'll overwrite Water Gun with Bubble Beam. And Bubble Beam is going to be a useful coverage move all the way, well, into the mid game. It's going to be our answer for things like the self-destructing hiker and even Giovanni's Rhydon at the end of the gym challenge. That's the last time we're going to use it. KPI, welcome. Let's go. You caught the stream. Good to have you here. I played around with like using a couple rare candies, taking on Misty at 18, or like maybe use candies for the rival and try to make Nugget Bridge faster. Ultimately, I don't think it's worth it to do that. Water Gun gives us a 2-hit on Sandshrew, by the way, even if there is no crit. So it's pretty decent. And then you see how often we crit as well. So that just gives us a lot of upside. So if you try to go for a lot of 1-hits, I'm not going to teach Payday, by the way. Scratch is serviceable as like our finishing move, so we don't need another finishing move. And Payday wastes a little bit of text. So I guess that's the other reason why we don't use Payday so much, is because Payday will waste time saying coins scattered everywhere. And we don't want to see that over and over again in a speed run. Water Gun could be used as well for extra PP. That's true. Scratch is usually hitting harder just because it gets stabbed. Mostly Water Gun is for the hiker up here. The hikers are going to be a lot better. But I think the point I was trying to make is that, like, yeah, you can use candies here and try to get better damage ranges. But Persian also is a Pokemon that crits a lot. So you could also not use the candies, get some crits, and it still speeds up your progress on Nugget Bridge. Now, we haven't gotten super lucky with him this time, but sometimes it will happen. And we're training to a level that such that, oh, we got a nice crit there. We're training to a level such that we really don't want to use the rare candies just to hit a couple ranges here. It's going to be more impactful to save training later. Just accept a couple of 2 hits along the way as we go. Hope for some crits. And I think the Zubat is probably a range, actually. So we have some ranges there. And then after this, we're going to have a couple guaranteed 1-hits too, after this hiker. So we got Water Gun as a guaranteed hit here. That was not a guarantee, but the crit is nice. Once again, we see the upside of having a lot of crit chances. And we're moving right along. And we bought enough potions so that we could have switched to water gun there. That might have been safer. We're going to take on this one because water gun allows us to get a little bit of extra experience here. Normally, I don't like extra experience just for extra experience sake. And so in that vein, we're getting this experience for a specific reason. This pushes us over level 25 for Surge, which, believe it or not, is quite nice. Quite nice to get the extra damage for Surge. It'll take us over a damage running threshold. And we'll always two-shot after that. So, pretty good. Time to take on Misty next. Smash Math upset that I leveled out a red bar. Yeah, I'm not going to red bar with Persian unless it happens by accident. But there are not enough one hits to make it worth it to try to go the low health on purpose. That's not really going to be a thing with Persian. Aaron Graham, you know, this was one of my favorites as a kid. Always felt solid pickup. Yeah, good coverage. Yeah. It's definitely a solid Pokemon. It feels pretty good to play. It really does. It's not the fastest one out there. We're not going to put up victory bell times, not even close. But if you're just sitting down and you're playing casually, it's like, hey, this Pokemon feels pretty good to play. Gets a lot of crits. It's really fast, so it's always moving first. Yeah, it's just a solid Pokemon. It's got enough coverage, like with Thunderbolt and Bubble Beam, that you don't feel helpless as a physical. Some physical attackers kind of feel helpless when they run into like Geodudes and Onyxes. Like it's so slow to get through. Persian doesn't have that problem at all because you get the water coverage. So it feels pretty good to play. Uh-oh. Don't sleep us. And our special is not garbage, you know? We have like a fine special. It's not like lighting the world on fire, but 65 special is enough that we don't get hit super, super hard by special attacks. Like it doesn't crush us. We can tank a couple of them. And then our Thunderbolt is hitting for reasonable damage as well. So we're pretty happy. And even though our attack stat is 70, it's kind of average. The fact that you get stab basically means Body Slam is hitting as if you had 105 attack, something like that. So you are hitting quite hard with physical moves. Though now I'm not sure about this Raticate. Yeah, that could have gotten sketchy if it Hyper Fanged us. We're going to buy a bunch of potions. Probably should have bought the repels first, just so I could fill in with super potions after that. But we are getting an upgrade here, which is going to be really nice. Getting Body Slam, which we do need to teach immediately. Smash Math. We can't delay it. Or I should say, it's not beneficial to delay it. Because we need this for one hits, and we also need to teach Bubble Beam. Funny enough, Body Slam is better against the Growlithe than the Ponyta, but the rival Sandshrew has a much higher defense, like much higher defense than Special. So it's going to be better for us to hit the Sandshrew with Bubble Beam. We'll get a one-shot there. And hopefully you see that, okay, level 25, we just barely got it, so that's why we fought the Hiker earlier. Notice we are fast enough to outspeed the Raichu. We have 73 speed, the Raichu has 65. So we're such a fast Pokemon. We're not going to be underspeeding anything. The entire game, we never get undersped. We never underspeed. We're going to be much faster than Lance's Aerodactyl as well. Okay. Let's teach Dig. We did it in the correct order. That's excellent. And then I'm going to move the repels back up here. And I think we can toss the super potion, or the regular potions, because we're going to need to use super potions after this. Body Slam 2 shots. Well, oh, okay. And hopefully you see why it's important to 2-shot. We got taken down to 7 health there. Yeah, so if you're not two-shotting, that fight can get very sketchy. And in fact, he crit a Mega Kick, which is preferable to him critting a Thunderbolt. If he crits a Thunderbolt, I think it's a one-shot. I think we just lose. So we would have had to start the replay, or we would have had to start from the beginning, because I don't think I've saved yet in this playthrough. Or maybe I did right before Misty. Not sure. Okay, we need the super potions up near the top. Oh, there we go. I accidentally put it in the wrong slot, but at least we've all got them near the top, so it won't take me long to sort that out now. And Bite's actually strong enough to one-shot the Bellsprout, so I'll just mix one in there at the end. Pretty sure Bite's enough for the Caterpie and the Weedle. Switch to Body Slam here. I meant to teach Thunderbolt. We need to do that. So I'll do that as soon as I open the inventory for repels. There we go. And Thunderbolt. We don't need Bite anymore. These are both ranges, by the way. The Slowpoke is a likely range, whereas the Cubone, I think, is only like maybe 30%. It's unlikely if we don't crit, but it is possible. And we that one's not even a range unless we crit, so that was pretty nice. We've got a lot of ranges with Persian. This is yet again another range on the Oddish. We did buy antidotes, so we're going to go ahead and use one of those now. Self-destructing Hiker, big problem for a lot of normal types. Not a problem at all for us. Well, I shouldn't say for a lot of normal types. For any physical attackers that don't get water coverage. Most normal types actually do get like Water Gun and Bubble Beam. I think Tauros might not. Not sure if Thunderbolt or Body Slam was better there. It was probably just Body Slam. We are going to go into Rocket Hideout, by the way. We're going to take all the efficient training in the mid-game that we can as well. Not all of it, but we're going to take a decent amount. So we're going to take Summon Silph, and we're going to fight the Biker Boss, that kind of stuff. And Psych. We're going to fight all the, like, best trainers, but we're not going to fight all the trainers. Because there are other trainers like Koga's Tamers and some others that are really good experience. We're not going to fight all of them. Just the cream of the crop. And we have a secondary reason for coming in here, by the way, which you will find out soon. 2 secondary reasons. So a tertiary reason as well. Here's the tertiary reason. PP up. That's kind of nice. A fake dollar to anyone in the chat who knows what the PP up is for. Like what move it's for and why. So I guess it's 2 fake dollars to anyone in the chat who has the answer to both of those questions. One protein. Oops. One too many there. Gonna sell both our nuggets. That will allow us to buy super repels, great balls, and some more super potions for good measure. PP up for Hyper Beam. Okay. And oh no, we got a crit. The Doduo should live if we don't crit. Okay. Well, we're definitely not getting Hyper Beam. We could use it on Mimic. That's an interesting guess, but that's not it. protein here. I'm going to move our repels here. I'm going to teach fly. By the way, we will be thunderbolting the Fearow because we don't want it reflecting body slam back at us. But we can use Thunderbolt whenever we're getting like Thunderbolt and Bubble Beam are situationally useful. Oh, that was supposed to be a Double Edge, actually. Double Edge would have been a one-shot. Blizzard for Lance. We don't learn Blizzard, actually. Unfortunately, we don't know it. We would love to know it. May have overbought with the super potions, but that's fine. These are just barely guarantees, by the way. I think a minimum roll is 50% on the Ghastlies. I saved there because we do hurt ourselves quite a lot if we get confused. But I'm not going to save for these. They can't paralyze us, so that is one nice thing. A lot of times you lose this because you get paralyzed and confused. We can only get confused because Lick can't hit us. So that's something nice. Thunderbolt for Lance. So close. Well, we only used Thunderbolt once on Lance. But it is for Thunderbolt. The PP up is indeed for Thunderbolt. But not for Lance. It's for another fight. It's actually for the most difficult fight that we have in this playthrough. Okay, things were getting a little sketchy there for a second, but we got the counter paralysis to move first again, and then we were pretty safe after that. Lorelei is not a problem for our PP. We won't be Thunderbolting Koga. We'll be using Body Slam. Oh, no! I hate it when I do that. I haven't done that in a while. Oof. I forgot that my cursor was on the Doduo. I'm usually coming from the Safari Zone when I fight here. And so when I'm coming from the Safari Zone, my cursor's already over the Charmander, so I just spam A to cut. But if I just flew there, then my cursor's obviously not on the Charmander, and then I spam fly away. Hasn't happened in a while, but it's pretty painful. Wasted like probably 10 seconds there. This is a fight we can lose, by the way, but we're likely to win. It's all body slams. We don't get better ranges by using Double Edge. It's just going to be a we need a paralysis or a crit. Okay, good. We got it. So you see the path there to losing, right? Like we get statused or something. But in general, we should win that fight. Yeah, yellow Koga is pretty scary for Persian, but Body Slam just does more against... Body Slam does more than Thunderbolt does against the Venonats and the Venomoth. Part of the reason, by the way, that we picked up so many potions is because we're utilizing Double Edge. We're turning a lot of ranges into guarantees using Double Edge. That costs health, but it's still worth it, I think, because I'm pretty sure it's faster to spam out potions than accept 2 hits. Like, that doesn't take too long. And the ranges are pretty bad. Oops. The ranges are pretty bad on that one biker at the top that I like to fight. So instead, we're accepting, we're fighting this guy instead. With good chances to 1-hit the coughing, but not guaranteed. And then 2-shotting with Body Slam on the Weezings. Okay. A little annoying that we got poisoned, but that's why we bought the antidotes at the beginning. Oh yeah, I've gotten better at no-scoping that rare candy. Oh, I forgot. We're not level 37 yet. So there is some risk in this grass, so I should be more careful. Like you can walk through the grass such that you minimize the tiles. I was kind of just running through. You see how I'm kind of adjusting there? And you can go down that left side to only hit 2 patches. So if you're not level 37 yet, there are things you can do to be less likely to get encounters. It's still relatively likely to get at least one encounter. Perky Penguin, I ran this Pokemon yesterday for the first time. So I ran it twice yesterday in preparation for this stream. Those are the only times I've played it. Here's where we're going to do the bulk of our training, is in Silph. So it's already kind of routed out. I think that it's probably not the best experience as a viewer, and let me know if I'm wrong, but I feel like it's not the best experience as a viewer for us to spend a lot of time together in the EXP router. So I kind of like having a game plan going in, and then we can tweak. We can look at the router in between, but like in general, we won't have to look at it too much. I think that's probably the better way to go about doing these streams. And we're mixing in double edges here for the Pokemon that are sturdier. Oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, that got a little scary. Mixing in those double edges speeds up the training. But, of course, yeah, it can get a little sketchy with our health. I still think it's worth it, because if you give Pokemon turns against you, things can happen. Like, you can get poisoned. That takes time. The Magneton will Thunder Shock you, which sometimes paralyzes you. Then you have to use a full restore. Like, bad stuff happens if you give Pokemon a chance to get you. So I'd rather not give them a chance to get me. If we can one-shot stuff, we're going to one-shot stuff. That's why we picked up Double Edge. I think it's worth the time investment. Okay. And where are the candies at? Oh, we need to use the protein. 7 candies. 1. We're using all 7 to get to level 45. Ranges are sketchy against Rival 5 until we get to level 45. I think they're quite good at 45. We're still two-shotting the Sand Slash, which is unfortunate just because Bubble Beam's not a very strong move. Like, if we had access to Ice Beam, I'm pretty sure we'd be one-shotting it by now, but we don't. Thankfully, Thunderbolt is a one-hit at the Cloister, so that's really why we targeted 45. I mean, of course, it's better in general that we just have extra stats, but Thunderbolt one-shotting the Cloister is a big deal. It's a good range, too. We could miss the range, but we're likely to get it. And then I think Double Edge is a range on the Flareon, but there's no real reason to go for it. We can just do a 2-hit from here. And let's not play with fire. We'll go ahead and heal and use an elixir. Giovanni got me when I did my first playthrough. Like, he got me bad. Oh, I just Gen 1 missed a Double Edge. Because he actually does have good AI. And he'll use Double Kick with both his Nidorino and Nidoqueen. And I was 3-hitting his Nidoqueen at a lower level. I kind of lucked past this fight at a lower level last time against Rival 5, like level 38. And ranges are horrendous at that level against Nidoqueen. I was 3-hitting it, and I didn't get a third chance. It double kicked me. You see how much it does even at level 47? Like, the Nidoqueen is actually pretty scary for Persian. So using those candies really helps, not just against the rival. But yeah, also against Giovanni and Silph, who's normally not a Pokemon, or you're normally not worried about his Pokemon, but with Persian, you kind of are. Also, using those candies makes Koga easier. Koga's not easy either. I feel like you kind of can't get around it. You have to train in the mid game in Silph to get good ranges the rest of the way. So I think that was supposed to be a double edge against that Drowsy or Hypno. All right, let's go. Double edge is a likely one hit against the first Venonat, but the rest of them, the ranges are so bad that we just use body slam the rest of the way. And of course, we have crit upside, which comes up again and again with Persian, which feels really nice. And we naturally outspeed the Venomoth, which is not the case for most Pokemon because it's level 50, quite speedy. In this case, we're much, much faster than the Venomoth. Like it has 103 speed. We have 157. We haven't used any Carbos. We're just really, really fast. Okay. Okay. Off we surf. We are going to fight Psych. I mentioned earlier that we fight him. What level do we end the game with? I believe it's level 61 or 62. Because we want level 60 for Lance. Level 60 is where damage ranges get a lot better. So I think we're going to be 62, actually. We're not a Pokemon that has to badge boost. Well, we probably love to badge boost, but we don't have badge boosting moves. So where we level up is not quite as consequential. We just need to hit our target levels. Like level 60 is when ranges get pretty good against the Gyarados with Thunderbolt for one-shotting. So that's why we're targeting that level. That and, you know, the ranges around that are pretty good. I spent some time in the router yesterday. We're out of we have too many items. I normally if I route out a Pokemon quite thoroughly. Nope. Wait a minute. 2 candies. Double edge, you've been great. You're gone now. Body slam's a one hit for these, but then slash is needed to one hit the Alakazam. Okay. Blaine next. By the way, 0 resets, you might be looking at that and thinking like, wow, is this a really lucky playthrough? If you just looked at the resets. But if you've actually been watching, you kind of notice that Persian has not really come close to resetting much. Like, I think we had one close call against one of the random rockets, and that's it. Like, if you play Persian like I'm playing it, and I think this is probably the best way to play it on average, you just don't get threatened that much. That said, Blaine is always a threat, and this could be our first reset. Oh, should have switched to Slash. Thankfully, he uses Super Potion. We need to survive one hit from the Arcanine, which is not a guarantee. It hits very hard. Okay, first reset. And I'd say that's fair. Like, Blaine is one of the trainers that can give us a reset. One of the more likely trainers to do it. We've been pretty safe up until this point. We do have one hit upside with Body Slam if we get crits there. We didn't get it in either case, but Slash gives us the ranges we need to hit the Arcanine. So it's only got one chance to get us. And Reflect is a wasted turn because we're bypassing his Reflect with crits. Erica was close. Yep. We were close to losing to Erica. Although I think if you don't get statused, it feels very smooth. Slash is really good. Really, really good move. We just wish we got it earlier. We could probably cut down on training even more, get even more one-shots, that sort of thing, if we had Slash earlier. but instead we kind of have to utilize double edge in the mid game and body slam. Uh, good options, no doubt. No doubt they're good options, but not quite as good. That's scary. We are probably going to lose now. We need a guard spec or something. Getting screeched is really bad because double kick does so much damage if we get screeched. That's unfortunate. I think we might even rather be slashed. Like, that's really bad to get screeched there. Actually, I don't know if we can afford to get slashed or not. Remember, Giovanni can also drop the ball, though, using like a guard spec or something. That's why I played it out. This is a tough fight for Persian, because if either of those crits, I don't know, it's probably a range to survive. But our minimum roll on Bubble Beam is 101% damage against the Rhydon. That's why we kept it all this time. Let's full restore. We are going to save here. This is a fight that can go south. I don't love that we got poisoned at the start of this. We missed a range there. Not the best start, but I think that may have been a range, and that's good. And we had a full paralysis. Okay, we're in business. We're fine. We're fine. We'll go ahead and use that full restore again. Actually, I should have waited until... Oh, no, ledge boss! I was just thinking that we should have waited until I was opening the inventory again. I could have done it here. That would have been more efficient. I'm always thinking about little things like that. It's to the detriment of your current game when you analyze your plays in real time. Obviously, it's better to actually just not think about it at all and just keep playing. But I think long term, you become a better player if you do think about that sort of stuff. We are picking up the Victory Road Rare Candy. So the plan is to go to level 57. That kind of helps ranges against like Lorelei and Bruno and Agatha. But it also lines up to be level 60 for Lance. If we take on one optional as well. So when I open my bag again, yeah, we're going to go Super Repel, and then we're going to go teach these 2 rare candies. And because we're not concerned about badge boosting, it's okay that we don't we're not at a perfect level. We're going to be at like 57.5, which is totally fine. I should have just run into her. I always kind of like doing that when I'm on stream. Just run into her when it's my plan to. And then everyone gets a gasp in the chat like, oh no, he did it again. He ran into the trainer. That's the Porygon trainer. The one that I ran into with like 8 health. But yeah, see, we're like just past 57.5. Looks a little awkward, but when you're not badge boosting, it doesn't matter. And this lines us up to get level 60 for Gyarados. And we had 3 1-hits there, so it's a pretty quick optional to take. Accidentally bought an extra full restore. That's not consequential. We do want Mimic for this fight. And Bubble Beam's been good. We would love to keep it for Bruno, but I don't think it's worth it to, because Body Slam and Slash actually both still have utility here. Thunderbolts for the crit upside there, by the way. And we want to get closer to Super Potion range. Okay. This is sketchy. Yep. Lorelei has a 50-50 chance to use a Super Potion when her Pokemon are on low health. So we're going for crits here to either get a one-shot or, you know, Dugong's randomizing, so we can get lucky that way. Also, Cloyster can super potion on low health. So this is much better. This is much more what we want to see. And then we're going to set up at least 2 amnesias on the Slowbro. That gives us the ranges we need to one-shot the Lapras with Thunderbolt. Cool. Full health. That's really nice. It's funny, you can go from a reset to full health. That's kind of how it feels to play normal type Pokemon. Because sometimes, like, the opponents just drop the ball against normal types. Like, they don't know what to do. Other times, they choose, like, their best moves. Oh, gosh, the Onix is just wrecking me here. This is a little bit sketchy. We could lose. Bruno could get us. Bruno could definitely get us here because we're going to two-shot the Machamp. Oh, it got us. No, no. No, stop it. It's not the silly theme, Smash Math. No, it's not the silly theme. This first Onix, clown on him all you want. He wrecked me. And then the final Machamp can use submission. Like, no. This is not silly. This is not silly theme for Persian. This is a serious threat for Persian. Slash is probably going to do just as much, just about, after those. All right, come on. Submission still might get me, by the way. Okay, he didn't choose it. Yeah. Yeah, that's scary. Have to use an elixir here. Oh, did we ever talk about what the PP up was for? Could have used it earlier, but it's for Thunderbolt, for Agatha. Because sometimes you don't have enough PP to get through this fight. Sometimes you can't actually. You run out of Thunderbolts if she uses too many super potions. Uh-oh. And you really want crits here to speed things up, because look how much damage we do. Like, almost nothing. And then if she's super potions, then she's actually super potioning more than we do with Thunderbolt. Meant to use Mimic here for Hypnosis. Oh, I thought I could one hit after that. Uh-oh. Come on. Okay, we got badge boosted. Uh-oh. 4 Thunderbolts left because I misplayed. Oh, no, we're dead. This is the fight. This is the hardest fight for Persian. This is a really tough fight. I misplayed a little bit. I wasted 1 turn, but even if you don't waste a turn, this is there's no way. With Toxic, you're just dead. Rip. It takes way too many turns. Okay, we got a paralysis and a crit. Okay. Please don't Toxic us. Okay, great start. Please, let's just get Hypnosis. Please don't wreck ourselves. Oh, we're wrecking ourselves. We're missing Hypnosis. Okay. That's pretty good. Hypnosis because it can glare us. And now Hypnosis because all kinds of awful things can happen. Special drop from Psychic. Uh-oh. No! Woo! Okay. Hopefully you see how much of a struggle that fight is. This is the reason why I said we're unlikely to get sub 40 today. Because, yeah. Because of that. Here's the Hyper Beam. Y'all wanted to see Hyper Beam, right? This is the use case for Hyper Beam. Oh, crit. Uh-oh. We need to get lucky here. We need like a Hyper Beam crit. Okay, didn't get it. We could have like slashed first. Like the plan is to go slash into Hyper Beam for the Dragonite, but we were at such low health we couldn't tank one of its hits. Okay, that's crazy. That looked like we have a bad roll, but we don't have a bad roll. Like we have a 67% chance against Gyarados. That must have been like a minimum roll. Okay. We can still go for it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't be going for it. Now we definitely shouldn't be going for it. I think if we don't get the roll on Gyarados and it hits us for massive damage, we should just reset, actually. Because the Aerodactyl and Dragonite are always going to do damage. Alright, this is fine. This looks just like that one fight. Please don't crit us with Fly Aerodactyl. Okay, that's much better. Okay, so here's the regular game plan, is we go slash to weaken it to about half health. Oh no, it burned us. Oh no. So we're supposed to Hyper Beam to finish it off for the second hit, but we got burned that time. So yeah, it wasn't good. Okay. Yeah, resets. We're really getting a lot of resets right now. This is ugly. It shouldn't be this ugly. I feel like we are getting unlucky here for sure. Remember, we could just like crit the Aerodactyl, right? That's on the table. See, like that. We could just crit the Aerodactyl. The Dragonite doesn't have to burn us. Should have just used Hyper Beam. But yeah, okay. See? It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to look that bad. Okay. I do have an adjustment in mind for next playthrough. Okay. This is not the way. It's a range to 2-hit the Sand Slash, by the way, with Slash. Like a 60% range or something. Okay, that's much better. Alakazam is a guarantee. Executor is a 2-hit. Magneton is a 2-hit no matter what, so we lead in with Body Slam first for the upside. We get paralysis or, you know, something. Cloyster is always a 2-hit unless we crit. Hilariously, Spike Cannon did a lot of damage because we got screeched. Okay, we clocked it. 28% of you said that Persian's final result would be -40. 67% of you said that it would be -44. 6% of you had a sad face emote. No one picked -48. So the first run that we did together here was -48. Game time of 2 hours and 42 minutes, 12 resets. I do think we got very unlucky. I think this is a decent route that got pretty unlucky. Our first reset was at Blaine. That's fair enough. I think that's going to happen sometimes. I think the ranges are good against him. It doesn't make sense to try anything else. We just run that back. Our next reset was against Bruno. I do think there's something we can do better for Bruno. I think that the upside we get with Body Slam in the later fights is probably not worth what we're giving up for Bruno. Because it takes a long time to mimic Dig and use it against the Onyx, and it gives it time for us to get screeched or damage chipped down, and then the Machamp finishes us. So believe it or not, I think we're optimizing for Bruno for the next round. I think we just say goodbye to Body Slam. And in fact, let's test the league again. So the league looked really bad, right? It looked really bad. But I think we can play it better. So we're going to just load the replay. We're going to go back into this. By the way, if you're wondering if I play a lot, the answer is yes. These are only replays from like the last few months as well. I have a lot more on an older version of the router. Persian 3. Or not the router, but the Super Shucky. or the overlay. Let's go back into the league. We're going to skip past here. All this is fine. Here. We're going to play the league again, and instead of overriding Bubble Beam, I'm going to override Body Slam here, and we're going to see how the league plays out. Exactly, Perky Penguin. The X defends are a pain. Bruno just is trolling us if we don't have Bubble Beam. So let's play it out from here. Stop the replay. I'm playing now. Okay. We're not going to try to go really fast. We're just going to test. So Mimic over Body Slam. And let's play the league this way. I do think Thunderbolt is the way to go because we can get a one-shot on the Dugong potentially. We could also slash it for a guaranteed 2-hit, but I don't think that makes much sense. Okay. We need to set up Amnesias. 2 is enough. Then we can just go for Thunderbolt. Lorelei is still simple as expected. The only way that we lose this fight is if we get really low health by the Slowbro. Like if the Cloister messes us up. This is going to look so much simpler, by the way. I'm not even going to save just to illustrate my point. This is going to be way, way simpler with Bubble Beam. I think it's going to speed things up too. Like the reason why you do this in a speed run is twofold, right? You want to increase your winning chances, but it also just makes sense to play faster, right? And it takes a long time to mimic dig underground, and then maybe we get stalled out with X defense and stuff. Like this is just better. Oh, it didn't use the PP up. Where's the PP up at? Yeah, that could be done earlier, by the way. Obviously, we don't need to wait until Agatha to PP up the Thunderbolt. All right, now this one is going to be a headache no matter what, I think. Unless it just goes for lick over and over again. We don't have the Body Slam upside that we had last time, but actually maybe this is better because that put her in. I didn't think about that. The crit there, it can't be a one hit, but it can. Oh gosh, it's doing massive damage. Can put her into Super Potion range. Oh, wow. Wow. I don't think I've ever got wrecked that hard by the Arbok before. Just like crit wrapping us for lots of turns. That was crazy. I think the Golbat probably screeched us too, didn't it? Okay. Slash into Super Potion range. Oh, that's really nice, actually. We learned something. That's cool. Oops. I guess we'll play it with a substitute. I don't think this is the correct play. I think Hypnosis is better than a substitute, but I guess we'll test it. We'll see if we win. Maybe we win this way. I do think it's better because of the number of turns that the Haunter stays awake. Like, look, it's not even a 3-shot unless you get a crit. Oh, you know what? We have Bubble Beam here too, which is a little bit of extra insurance. Like, look at that. Isn't that kind of nice? It's a little bit of extra insurance for special coverage if we happen to run out of Thunderbolts. Okay, it's just going to miss everything. Okay, no. See, this is the danger. You give the Gengar too many turns, even to... See, that's why we go Hypnosis. Like, it looked really smooth with Substitute until that final Gengar where it takes like 5 turns to knock it out. And eventually it's going to pick good moves. Oh yeah, I am loving Slash on that Golbat. We learned something. Because before I was like, oh yeah, we have 1-hit upside with Body Slam. I wasn't even thinking about the Super Potion, but obviously the Super Potion is really helpful. Okay, Mimic Hypnosis. I'm glad we're testing the league again, because this is really the only challenging part. Oops. Yeah, I got punished there. I should definitely be putting it to sleep immediately as soon as it wakes up. Okay, we're even going to put this to sleep, please. Oh. We're almost out of hypnosis, PP. Okay. Now I don't think we need to. Okay. Agatha down. Would Thunder be better? I don't think so. Like, maybe? But even if it is better, we have to contend with... we have to go into the power plant, right? So going into the power plant, it's not very good. It's pretty slow to go into the power plant. I don't think we play it out if we get paralyzed. But Slash is not a one-hit, like it's a range. So I don't think it makes sense to wait until the second Dragonair to Mimic. I think we just accept the 1 out of 4 there. And hope it doesn't happen to us over and over again. Thunderbolt's a decent range on the Gyarados, by the way. So it's like essentially going to be the same ranges. 70% accuracy versus 66% range or something like that. Okay, so this is how the fight's supposed to look. Cool. And you know what? I bet Bubble Beam is better against the champion Sandslash too. You know? I bet it is better than Slash against the Sandslash. Probably 2 hits. Let's see. Oh, we get to see that sweet Bubble Beam animation. When do you ever get to see that anymore? All right, I'm sold. It's definitely this. This is definitely the way. We keep Bubble Beam. We toss Body Slam. Okay, that's bad. Probably dead now. Although it could miss a clamp. Nope. I respect that you keep asking about Thunder, though, Aaron Graham. I think it was you that asked the other day about it. Someone did in the chat about Thunder. I think Thunder's pretty good. It would be pretty good if you could just get it. The problem is that it's in the power plant. That's the big problem with Thunder. Okay, we're not going to survive this. I do kind of want to see how bad the champion is at level 61. I don't think it makes sense to train, though. Like, when Scott ran this Pokemon, he went up to level 66 for a finish. And I think that's overkill. Like, if we can get through at 61, we're going to save so much time, even with a couple resets at 61, over training up to level 66. Okay, we just had the longest sleep of all time. We got wrecked. One thing we can do, by the way, is we can mimic Hypnosis. It probably improves our odds. I know it feels like a little silly that we're mimicking Hypnosis for both the Agatha and champion fight, but you saw we just got wrecked a few times there. And when I see that I get wrecked over and over again, I think, well, it looks really bad when it's not working, right? Like 4 times in a row. But it's 60% chance to not take any damage. And if we had 60% damage rolls there, we'd be pretty happy. So I'm starting to feel like Mimic Hypnosis is probably going to be the more accurate way to finish out. It also helps that the Sandslash doesn't do massive damage to us. Maybe we just risk the Executor because it doesn't do that much damage to us unless we get put to sleep. But the Magneton is a big threat, so I think we put that to sleep. 2-hit it with Slash. At this amount of health, I'm a little scared. I think we Hypnosis. Okay. This is okay. Oh, we got a crit. Flamethrower knocked us out. Yeah, I get that if you go to the power plant, you can get another candy, but it's a long excursion. Like, all of our training right now is pretty efficient. So if we really needed the extra level, all right, I think new plan is we're just gonna, whoop, no, not bubble beam. Dang it. Okay. I was gonna say we could just fight straight up until we get to low health and then switch to hypnosis if we need it. Playing contextually like that probably makes the most sense. Although when I played this yesterday, I was not getting wrecked at the champion. I was not expecting this. Oh, we just Gen 1 missed a bubble beam. You gotta be kidding me. How? Okay. Hopefully we're getting all the bad luck out now in the test run before we actually play our follow-up. Okay, Poison Sting for 9 damage. Thank you. That's what we needed. Okay, so now because we're on high health, I'm going to mimic Hypnosis, but then we're just going to slash twice. Oh, see? Okay. That just wrecked us so hard. Okay. I think we just need a Hypnosis the Magneton because the Thunderbolt does so much damage and Thunder Wave is devastating. So you put those two together, it's like it can wreck you so hard. I think, by the way, we're not one-shotting with Earthquake. So if we mimic Earthquake, we don't have enough damage to one-hit the Magneton. I know someone's probably thinking that. One of you is probably thinking that watching this right now. Like, why don't you just mimic Earthquake? Well, it's because we're not at a very high level. So if we mimic Earthquake, we have to get crits to one-shot stuff still. It's not like, it doesn't become like a really good option. I did it again where I moved twice down. Okay, we're going to Hypnosis. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, thank you, David Yang. Glad you look forward to watching this. Yeah, Hypnosis miss odds are not usually this bad. We are getting really bad luck with Hypnosis. Okay. And we don't need it to stay asleep long, just a couple turns. I think if we're on high health, then we go ahead and just Thunderbolt. And here we can just slash twice. Flamethrower might have knocked us out, so maybe that was a little sketchy, but okay. I know. I wish. Well, first of all, Hypnosis sucks, but sometimes it's the best way of optimizing our chances of winning. Wasn't my game time 245 last time? I think the difference is Bruno with Bubble Beam. And if we learned Dig, this Pokemon would be so much better. It would fix our Agatha problems. Again, we wouldn't be one-shotting the Magneton, but it'd be kind of nice. We'd have a chance to one-shot the Flareon at the end. So, okay. This was good testing. I think it's definitely Bubble Beam. Exactly. Bring back the classic thought strats. Yes, if you weren't here at the very beginning, this stream is a bit of an homage to Scott. He ran Critty Cat in his Persian versus Primeape versus video about a year and a half ago. I linked it in the description in case anyone wants to kind of relive that, or if you haven't seen it before, check it out. It's a good one. He got a pretty decent result with Persian, I'd say, even though it's a year and a half ago. Like, he played pretty well. But I do think we can improve on it today. I think he ended up with like 44 something with it. So, okay. Let's take a quick break. With this adjustment in mind, that's the only change we're going to make between playthrough 1 and 2. We're going to run it back and see if we can do better. Be right back. All right. I'm back. By the way, it just occurred to me. We didn't have the music on. No one mentioned that. We were missing music for the first playthrough. I just turned it on. Let me know if the volume levels are good. Oh, this is Porygon. Let's go to... Let's go to Persian now. We'll run against our splits. Okay. Just making sure we don't blame you. Don't mind me. Music volume's good. Alright, let's go. Same Brock strat as last time. We go to level 10. This allows us to skip the double Metapod trainer, which is the slowest one to fight against, because that's the one that spams hard and over again. Level 10, pretty impressive for a normal type Pokemon. Pretty impressive. Cool, thanks Smash Man. Alright, I'm going to reorder a couple things here. I intentionally put Scratch in the second slot there because I want to be able to just move down once quickly for chip damage. I do kind of like that we only get 2 special coverage moves, Bubble Beam and Thunderbolt, and we teach them immediately, and we keep them the entire game, and they're useful at the champion. That's kind of fun. That is kind of fun. I didn't expect Bubble Beam to have utility, but actually, the ranges against the Sand Slash there, going from like kind of a sketchy range with Slash to 2-hit to just like obviously an easy 2-hit with Bubble Beam is quite nice. And of course, Bubble Beam was really good against Bruno's Onyxes too. That's the primary reason we're keeping it on the set. A normal type tossing Bubble Beam in the league does feel a little weird, but I think it's the right call. By the way, only 25% of people think that we're going to do sub 40 today, and I think that's about right. I think there is a chance, but 46 minutes in the first playthrough, it's not likely. We're going to have to get really clean play out of me, combined with really good luck in the league against Agatha, Lance, the champion, and not get wrecked earlier too. So it's going to take a lot going right to get a time like that. I think maybe we're probably at a 2 reset max or something for a plus 40 for a 40-minute playthrough. It has to be really, really clean. Retriosi sub 40 is not happening. I mean, it's kind of strong. You sure it's not happening? You say it's not happening. Do you mean it's not happening today, or you just think that Persian is basically impossible to get sub 40? Made a mistake there, by the way. It was supposed to be Growl on third one. Ooh, we love to see the bide there. Okay, chill out. Nice. Oh, nice. Okay. 3 minute, 18 second Brock. I agree. I'm 80% sure that it's not happening today, and 100% sure that it will happen eventually. Yeah, it would take playing well and getting lucky. We need both of those things to converge together, right, to have a chance, for sure. Why am I so low on bite? It's because I wasn't switching into scratch. Yeah, might have to do more scratching than we'd like on these next couple bites. Oh, almost got the one hit there. Oh, we might just be resetting. Okay, we got a flinch. That's nice. I was a little worried that that was just going to turn into a loss there, but I don't think we're afraid of losing to the Caterpie. A little bit of red bar, though. Speed things up a little bit. It's kind of nice. All right. Missed it. Tried to catch it from the side. Ran past it instead. Okay. Moving right along. By the way, I think I should have waited to teach water gun until I was using a potion or something. I'm not sure why I was trying to preserve bite PP. I guess I was thinking there's a chance I just go fight the bridge after this, but I don't think that makes any sense. It's better to just spam bite through this section. Just notes to myself if I do a third playthrough here. Because I'm going to heal anyway. So if I'm going to heal at the center anyway, just spam bites. Get up to full bite PP before I fight the rival. It's fine. I don't have to be judicious switching in scratches or anything for that section of the game. That was kind of nifty. Water gun crit. Nice. Yeah, keep critting. Keep critting. We love to see it. Okay, that was a quick rival. Oh, no. Stop it, Payday. I was just about to celebrate that we're 14 seconds ahead of the rival split, and then I fumbled on Payday for a while. So probably take 2 or 3 seconds off of that. It is kind of painful that we don't get one-shots on the Weedle or the Caterpie. Like, almost every good Pokemon is getting one-hits there. But you just kind of have to accept it with Persian. Like, that's how it is. Without doing extra training, it's just not going to get a lot of one-hits. It has a chance at one-hitting this Rattata, and it did. So that's good. The Ekans is, like, always a 2-hit, so that's why I went for Scratch. But we're getting enough crits that we still get some decent number of one-hits. Like that. Get wrecked, Pidgey. I guess we could get low kicked here. Maybe I should have healed. I think it's okay. Maybe it wouldn't have been. Now we definitely heal. All right. Ooh, that was fancy. Talk to the guy from over there. Oh, double kick does a lot of damage. What the heck? You're just a little Nidoran. Lay off, dude. Okay, we're gonna water gun our way through this. I think water gun was a 2-hit on the Machop, wasn't it? Not sure. Looks like a range. I'll just go ahead and bite. We're gonna have to scratch the Pidgey. Accept the 2-hit. Oh, that's a pain. Maybe we should have scratched the Oddish, actually. But that's okay. Alright. Misty, by the way, goes from very challenging before to after the section with the rival Nugget Bridge to be, I don't want to say trivial, but pretty favored. Okay. We're not going to save here. If we lose, we lose. I don't think it's very likely. Crit water gun's not a great start. Okay. Well, got a little bit sketchy, but yeah, I think a lot would have to go wrong there to lose. Certainly could, but I don't think, yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to go fast. I think we had a better bridge last time. We lost 7 seconds there. I think that's mostly just because of like critical hit luck and stuff. There's going to be some variants like that with Persian. I think we got a good number of crits last time. Uh-oh. Oh. Drowsy did everything to us. Everything besides hit us for massive damage. It did hit us with 1 confusion, but like that caused the status, and then it put us to sleep for a turn, and it disabled. It's like throwing all the bag of tricks, like all the party tricks, is just throwing them out at us. Thankfully, we didn't sleep long. Confusion didn't mess us up too bad, so off we go. Here we're going to buy a bunch of potions just like last time. Switch our move slots so that we can teach Body Slam at the top. All right. I think we're out of potions. We need to move super potions up closer to the top. We can do that when we teach Dig. So when I teach Dig coming up, I'm going to also swap the super potions. Always do 2 things if you can do 2 things. If you have to do 1 thing, that's fine. But in general, if you can make that 2 things at once, you do 2 things at once. It's better. Because we need to use a super potion as well. So we're going to move the super potion down, teach Dig, then use a super potion while it's at the top, and then go teach Cut. That's my game plan. Okay. Nope, not Cut. Dig. Super potion. Cut. This way, after this fight, when we get Thunderbolt, we can go get the bike. Then we're going to... Okay, if that crit us, we were dead. I hesitated for a second because that's like the only way we can lose, is if we get Thunderbolt into a crit or a paralysis. We can move our bike and repel into position. Teach Thunderbolt. repel in the top slot, by the way. Repel, bike, here. Oh, no! No, it was so bad. I meant to put it in the second slot. Well, it was great in theory until I actually started executing it. Painful. I mean, I know that mistake is probably only costing like 5 seconds or something, but these are the habits. You know, I need to build the correct habits. Because lots of Pokemon do this, where they teach Thunderbolt right after Surge. You want to be able to consistently execute that, where you're not losing any time in the bag. Move Repel during Body Slam. Maybe, yeah. I think I was 1 action short, right? If I had done 1 action earlier, it would have been a lot smoother. Yeah. Yeah, I had one too many actions, which is why I had the scroll. You don't want to scroll. When I top Body Slam, I also top Bubble Beam, but both times there's a potential for, for moving the Super Potions into position. That said, I still think we're making decent time here. We're about on pace with the first one. And the first run was on quite a decent pace up until we ran into trouble late. So I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily with how we were doing last time. If we're basically on par with our splits from last time for most of the game, that's okay. Because we can pull away and save a lot of time near the end. Of course, we'd love to gain a little bit of time here and there. But I don't think there's a ton of time to shave, because it wasn't like a first playthrough where we were bumbling around and stuff. I kind of already knew what I was doing. I do think, since we're keeping Bubble Beam this time, I'm going to forego the PP up and just go directly for like Double Edge. Skip the PP up here. Be okay. Ah. Hard time getting through the door. Pick up that nugget just in case. Buy a few more things with it. We're already selling a nugget, so it doesn't take that much time. I don't want to really dig through my bag doing lots of stuff. But if I'm already selling a nugget, accidentally bought an extra one, but money's not tight, so that doesn't really matter. Buying 1 protein here. One in case we get messed up by the ghosts. Alright, and off we go. Nice duo. No! Stop! We crit last time too. That's the only time we don't want to crit, is when we're up against these duo. Andrew Clark, did you need the extra reach from Double Edge in the first run? Yes. Although counterintuitively, not for like major battles very much. Oops. I need to... fly, and then toss the great balls. Use the super repel. It's really mostly for training. Training goes a lot faster if you have Double Edge. Because not only does it give you extra PP over Body Slam, but it also gives you the reach you need to one-shot a lot of like the NPC Pokemon. So that's mostly what it's helpful for. teaching body slam is preferable there. Like, I should already have body slam on the set over bite, so I'm going to teach it here just when I save. Because it would be better for the Eevee. These Ghastly are sketchy just because of confusion. But if they don't use it, they're pretty trivial. Because they are guaranteed 2 hits. And then I think the next ones are... I don't think they're guaranteed, but I think they're like very likely 2 hits, if I remember right. With Thunderbolt. Hello, Arash. Thank you. This is our second playthrough. First one went okay, but it kind of fell apart in the league. Got some bad luck. Made a couple of misplays, but mostly we just got wrecked. But I think we made a nice little adjustment. We're going to keep Bubble Beam to make Bruno easier, hilariously, and make Agatha a little bit safer. So I think we've got a good game plan going into the league this next time. Okay, that sludge did a lot of damage. We'll go ahead and heal. Then fight Erica. I'm not doing this too early, am I? Am I doing this too early? Does Double Edge one-shot? I don't know, because I'm critting. Okay, I think this was right. I am going to save for Erica. Usually I do this after fighting bikers, but I think in this case Erica was actually the choice first. Like, damage ranges look pretty decent against her. Tangle is a 3-shot, but Weeping Bell and Gloom are 2 shots. Okay, that isn't great. We probably need to get a paralysis here. Oh, gosh. Oh, we really got hurt there. Oh, that's kind of a slow reset, too. That's a little bit painful. Might rethink this if we lose this one more time. Okay. Yeah, see, this is the problem. Is like, it seems like pretty trivial sometimes. But if we get messed up by statuses, then we can get wrecked. So it's a little... We need to train to a very high level to have it be guarantees, but part of the thing is I want the experience. I want the experience before we use rare candies because it's much more impactful. That skips training if we can do it that way. How much damage is that doing in recoil? 20. Okay, so we can only take 20 in recoil. Cool. I'm going to skip the PP ups. We could grab that one right there. But no point. Pretty sure that Bubble Beam is going to give us what we need for Agatha. Just as like a thing to finish something off, right? If we're running low on Thunderbolt. Okay. Tried to switch to Body Slam, accidentally double-edged and crit, so nice. Oops. That door is easy to hit by accident. And then you hit the door by accident, and then you can't hit the doors that you want to. That's the story of speedrunning at ×4 speed. Okay. Not my cleanest work there, but we hit no encounters, so we're hilariously we're actually going to save a little bit of time over last time because we hit a Nidoran last time. We're going to take this chance because we need to heal anyway. to switch our rally point into Saffron. We already took care of Erica, so we don't need to go back there. This is where we do the bulk of our training. This is my preferred method as well, is to start at Machoke and then just kind of work our way down. There's a good trainer on 8, on 7, on 6, on 5. So we just make our way down. And then 5, of course, is where the Arbok trainer is at as well. So this tends to be a pretty efficient way to do training. And we bought a lot of super potions, so we don't really have to worry about how much health we're losing here, mixing in double edges. Just go for the one hits. Thunderbolt has roughly the same chances to one hit the Golbat as double edge does. Oh no. No! Dude. Okay. Well. That's pretty bad. I think it's an invalid run. I didn't actually mean to knock him out, but I forgot to switch to Growl. So, alright. GG. That's pretty brutal. Wow. Okay. I'm going to take a break. Yeah, Confuse Ray got me. Confuse Ray got me. I hit myself in Confusion twice. I had the Golbat on very low health because it's a range. So then I sent Charmander in, and I kind of just spammed moves instead of switching to Growl like I should have. And then Charmander finished him off, so it's an invalid run. Right here, you can see that Thunderbolt is an 86% range to one-hit the Golbat. So we missed the 86% range. I had enough health to double edge. I should have double edged. Here, double edge is better against the Golbat too, although it's pretty close with the ranges. Yeah, maybe I should just be using double edge through that whole section when I don't have a guaranteed one hit. Because I'm buying enough healing items. Okay. Let's run it back. So double edge is useful. You guys asked about double edge, where it's useful for ranges. It's mostly against that training. Just, it makes it safer. Like if I'd used double edge there, it's a one. We would have had the Gen 1 miss to lose. But I used Thunderbolt, barely missed the range, Confuse Ray, wrecked myself. It's just safer to go double edge. Alright, let's go again. Let's crush this game. Again. This is around the time where I start to feel that like, my fingers are really warmed up to. About 1.5 playthroughs in, that's when I feel like I'm really in touch. There's definitely like an arc to playing, where a certain amount of playing, you play better. You're warmed up, you're playing very well. And then eventually your hands get tired and your mind gets a little bit fuzzy because you've been looking at the screen too long and you start to play worse. So there's like there's a sweet spot in there for a while where you're both warmed up and you're not tired. Hopefully we can channel that into good results in this playthrough. Got to make Scott proud. The cat-loving on vacation Scott. Also, I do think this is the best nickname that he's ever given a Pokemon in one of his playthroughs, when he called Persian Critty Cat. That was great. So I stole it for my title. That's okay. I'm pretty sure that's what everyone on YouTube does, right? Like, you steal things. I'm just admitting it. It's kind of crazy that even after a string shot, we outspeed the Caterpie. We're very fast. Hopefully we get a few more crits as well, utilizing that extra base speed. We didn't get a ton of crits last time on Nugget Bridge to speed that up. Hopefully we speed that up this time. That would be nice to see. And hopefully we can fix the inventorying that Redriosi was talking about. When we teach Body Slam, we're going to move the Super Repels up. And here we're going to manage PP just a little bit. So like if we get one of these Pokemon down to low health, we're going to switch to Scratch for the last hit. Like that is fine. Cool. Brock hasn't gotten us yet. Hopefully we keep that rolling. Need to start with a growl this time. One Screech. And then we hit in. It'll be a 4-hit whether or not we get crits. One growl. Okay, bide. Use bide. Bide, please. Oh, a flinch. Okay. Nice. We did it. This was a little slower. We lost 7 seconds, and last time we gained time. That all comes down to what the Onyx does. Like, the Onyx can be fast or slow, depending on whether it gives us, like, early bites like we need. Last time, I forgot antidotes. We kind of just got lucky we didn't get poisoned. This is a small thing to note. Mix in scratches here, but hopefully get some crits. Okay, we got a crit. Nice. I'll try to not mention it every time I'm hoping for a crit. You can just assume that I'm hoping for crits on all of these. But you will go a little less crazy with this Pokemon than others, wishing for a crit, because, you know, it's relatively likely to happen with a 22% chance. Oh, so true. It could be called Persian with a U. Great point, Perky Penguin. That's an excellent call. All right, we're going to try to remember from our inventory mistakes last time. We're going to grab water gun, but we're not going to use it until we have to use a potion anyway. So we'll just pick that up and keep going. Pick that up properly this time. All these little things, they don't matter much, but they do add up. You won't always see it because there's variance in the battles, right? Like I was talking about with Brock, that fight can be a lot faster if it just immediately goes for bide. You get to set up fully, you know, you've got a lot of screeches, then you just hammer it down. Versus if it doesn't use them early and then it wastes your time with bind, and then late on it uses bide and you have to waste turns with growl. Like, there's variance like that, so you won't always see the small improvements, but over time, like if you just look at your results in general, you'll see big differences once you start incorporating a bunch of little small changes like that. Yes, Reggie, so you mentioned that candy pickup the other day. I was thinking about you. I picked it up from the left. In my first playthrough, I tried to pick it up from the left. I missed it and ran past it and wasted a bunch of time. But this is life. You're not going to get better. We didn't actually end up needing to use a potion or an antidote or anything. So in this case, it's the same. We have to just open our inventory to teach it now. But that's okay. Sand attack. We hate that. Okay. We did crit though, so that's kind of good. I switched to scratch because I think it's going to get the one hit. No payday. Oh, we got the red bar for payday. That's kind of nice. That sped up the text a lot. I don't know if you guys could tell. I could definitely tell. That was much quicker text than usual for payday. Could have actually probably kept the red bar just for that one fight, but that's okay. Chill out, Nidoran. Chill out. Oh, we did have a one-hit range on the Ekans. I thought we had to crit to get a one-hit on that. Oh. Alright, I should have healed. This is sketchy. If we get sand attack there... Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, if it had gone for double kick, I think we lost. I'm playing a little loose right now. I don't really want... Oh, what?! Oh my god, that did so much damage. Holy cow. I just got mankied. Yeah, I did. What? How much damage does that Mankey do with a crit low kick? Holy cow. Where are you, Mankey Trader? $81 to 97% damage with a crit low kick. Oh my god, I was nearly full health. I thought I was safe. Holy cow. Alright. Well, we learned that Mankey is absolutely terrifying. Again, another. I had 47 health. Yeah. Out of like 60 or something. Yeah, so crit was guaranteed to one hit me from that health. Yeah, I guess we heal the full for Mankey. Yeah, I guess we just know to use potions before Mankey. I think the last couple times I crit it both times, or no, I crit it once and then the other time I used Karate Chop. And Karate Chop is not a fighting type move, so in Gen 1, so it wasn't a big deal. But yeah, that's kind of wild. That did unbelievable damage. Well, at least maybe we'll get a faster Brock split this time, because we did bleed like 7 seconds as compared to our splits, but we had even beaten that time in the past by like another 5 to 7 seconds, I think. So we could go almost 15 seconds faster at Brock if we get a little bit better like crit luck and stuff, and bind and bide luck. Hello, Trisecta. Welcome. You're always a staple of these streams. I'm really glad you're here. You missed a first playthrough with the times. I put the splits on the left side there. 46-30 in the first playthrough. We actually had a really clean run going. One reset at Blaine. And that's the only one we had into the league. And then we kind of got worked in the league. Like, we took a reset to Bruno. We took lots of resets to Agatha. We took resets to Lance, and we took resets to the champion. So, kind of fell apart at the league. But we made a small adjustment. We're going to keep Bubble Beam this time around. That's going to kind of accomplish 2 things for us. One is it's going to help us with Bruno, hilariously, because Bruno has Onyx that are really hard and slow to get through if you don't have Bubble Beam still. So we're going to just delete Body Slam instead. We don't need it. We have Slash at that point. And it's also going to help with the Champion Sand Slash. So the Champion Sand Slash was a range with crit to 2-shot, but it's a guaranteed 2-shot with Bubble Beam. So it's going to help us just a little bit in the league to keep Bubble Beam and toss Body Slam. Now, there were other times where Body Slam was slightly preferable, but I think Bubble Beam outweighs it. So we're hilariously only going to use, we only get 2 coverage moves that are special, basically, in Bubble Beam and Thunderbolt, besides, of course, Water Gun and Thunder. But we're going to keep Bubble Beam and Thunderbolt all the way into the late game. Oh, yeah. I also could mention, I played this twice yesterday. So I already had an idea what I wanted to do going into today, but we made some tweaks today as well. Chill out, Bind. See, this is wasting time, and we just missed 2 Screeches as well. It has not used Bide yet. We're in trouble. We lost. Oof. That's okay. That was shaping up to be a very slow Brock split, which we're not going to over obsess. Like, if we beat Brock, we're going to take it. We're not going to restart for faster Brock splits, but that was going to be a slow one even if we managed to pull it out, so that's fine. Let's run it back, get a better split. Let's go. By the way, we have not lost to Brock much today. I think Persian is probably like 60 to 70% favored or so against Brock at level 10. So we're not doing a Brock percentage stream. David Yang says, honestly, if we're failing runs every 2 minutes, might as well let me try. To give you guys a peek behind the curtain, my friend David Yang is actually a friend in real life. And this is how we talk to each other. So if you think he's being cruel, nah, he's just kind of a troll. This is who he is. We're buddies, so. Not that I'm encouraging anyone else to be a troll on the channel, but yeah. I didn't even tell him, by the way, that I created a channel. My wife told him about it. I was like, I was not going to tell anybody that I created a channel. Alrighty, get some groceries, listen along. I think that Pokemon Yellow actually lends itself really well to almost podcast style listening once you know the game really well, because then you can kind of just listen to where they're at in the playthrough. like whether you're listening to me or Scott or whoever. And I think Scott's especially good at this, by the way. I think this is one of his superpowers. I think probably a lot of people are listening to Scott's videos because I know I do it. Like, I like to watch them, but if I can't watch them, like if I'm busy, then I could put it on and I could follow along. Like, I know the game well enough at this point. If you've watched enough of his videos, you know all the trainers. You can follow along just on audio and like know basically exactly what's happening. He's good at narrating as well for that kind of listening experience. Yeah. So David Yang is not just an internet troll, although he is an internet troll as well. He's a real life troll. So he's a real life troll who's on the internet. If you can't talk ish with your friends who can talk to you. Yeah, exactly. No, we're friends. We're buddies. So I think it's nice. It's healthy to have friendships where you can kind of, I said talk ish. I don't want to curse on here just because I'm a dad. And I know that like when I watch streamers and when I watch videos, I want to be able, like I have 2 kids and I have a toddler that repeats everything. So I like to keep the language clean when I'm watching videos. I like to watch people with clean language, just because I know like there are ears. Of course, I curse when I'm hanging out with my friends, but I think it's nice to have a clean channel. Come on, Screech. Screech is 85% accurate, but it's not acting like it. Okay. Oh my god, a 5-turn bind. Oof. Okay, well. I didn't think this was going to be a Brock percentage experience, but got a couple there in a row. Fire blast accuracy, indeed, on Screech. I think we didn't really experience that at first, right? That's how 85% moves feel, by the way. Like, when they're hitting, you almost forget that they're 85% accurate. You're just like, oh yeah, I mean, it's a pretty accurate move. It makes sense. But then once you get like 3 out of 4 misses, you're like, what the heck? This move is awful. I hate it. Why does it always miss? That's how it feels. Because before, when we were fighting Brock, I think it was just kind of always hitting. We were just using Screech and it was hitting. All right. One thing that is positive, and I think I've mentioned this before, where I don't like losing to Brock, but when you lose to him 2 or 3 times in a row, let's say, and then you beat him, it is pretty hype. It feels like, oh snap, like, okay, now we're going, now we're cooking, now the playthrough happens. There is something to that. And then if you extrapolate that, it's not true just of Brock, but it can be true on a playthrough level as well. So part of the reason I like to do, say, like 10 playthroughs with a Pokemon, not always, but sometimes I'll dedicate 10 or even like 20 playthroughs on a Pokemon. When you finally get the run where you got the luck you needed, whether it was maybe it was at Agatha, maybe it was at the champion, maybe there's 2 or 3 really tough spots that you're not likely to get through, but if you dedicate enough playthroughs, you finally get it. There is something really satisfying. It's like catharsis or something. It feels fantastic when you finally get the run that you've been searching for. Much like Brock, but even like more rewarding, right? Because it's the higher effort level. D1D says, I'm channeling the luck I had with Hisuian Typhlosion into this run. Excellent. We took so much damage there. We don't normally take that much damage. Well, we spot you 3 there, Brock. Oh, we got a flinch, though. That got our 3 health back. Nice. Growl? Come on. Just use Bide. Okay, well, a little late for Bide, but at least we get to growl him down. So now this should make us much more likely win. Oh, don't crit us! No! Okay, this should be fine. All right, kind of a slow Brock. 326. We got more around 315 before, but that's okay. We take it. We want to fight the run. We want to run here. Redriosi says it sounds like I want to do a sub-hour Tangela because I was talking about the grind and the reward. I don't think that sub-hour Tangela is something I can do at my current level of skill. Unless I wanted to like reset over and over again for like maybe a 1% Brock. I do not want to do that, in case you're wondering. That does not sound fun to me. The third Screech does help on the Onyx Redriosi, but I get your point. Like, I can do good damage with just 2 Screeches on the Onyx, so then I can bite until it uses Bide and then use another Screech. This is true. Probably slightly more optimal to do it that way. And of course, we're all about slight optimizations here, because slight optimizations add up. By the way, that's true, not to get too philosophical here, but that's true in general of your life as well, right? If you make micro improvements to yourself, eventually it adds up and you're a better person. This is just like a universal truth. This is how change happens, right? If you want to better yourself at anything, you get better just a little bit at a time. Yeah, that's true. Crits are also less bad, right? There's like less of a against Onyx. If you go for 2 Screeches or 3 Screeches, it's like if you hit with 2 Screeches and then start biting immediately and you get a crit, you're less sad about it. All right, hopefully we get past Nugget Bridge without problems this time. We know to heal to full before Mankey. We know that. Oh. Door was tricky there. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot to teach Water Gun. That makes Sandshrew a 3-hit. Thankfully, we didn't get punished. We should have gotten punished for that. No payday. Okay, we're going to teach Water Gun when we potion next, which is going to be after this fight. No, Sand Attack. Don't do it to us. We can lose to the Nidoran if it goes for like double kick over and over again and we keep missing. It's unlikely, but it is possible. Here we learn to bite all these Pokemon because we do have a chance to one-hit them, even without a crit. We learned that last time that we do technically have a chance to one-hit the Ekans without critting. Although it does seem unlikely to me, because like it had a pretty good chunk of health after bite this last time. Ooh, you see how much double kick is doing? It's crazy. All right, full health. See, that's how it always happens. I think this is why people get frustrated sometimes with routing stuff out and playing really smart. Is sometimes you're like, okay, now we've learned that you definitely need to be full health against the Mankey in case it crits you with low kick. And then it goes for Leer. And you just kill it for free. However, you trust the process, right? You keep making intelligent plays and it pays off in the long run. You just don't always see it. Here, I'm going to use the elixir. I didn't use that one before, but I think we should, just so we can spam out bites and not worry about them. Before, we were kind of losing some time going from like bite to scratch, that sort of thing, just to make sure we had enough PP. I like just using the elixir here instead. I think it's probably going to be slightly faster to do that. Yeah, the Gen 1 experience is definitely that. Yeah, it's like you train a lot for a trainer, and then they just drop the ball. You try really hard to optimize a fight, they just completely drop the ball. Or you optimize a fight to optimize your win chances, but then you just keep getting wrecked over and over again in a favorite fight. Like, it feels like it's one of those two things that happens all the time. Of course, the reality is that the optimizations do help, and you will play faster and better if you do the optimizations. You just won't feel that all the time because there's a certain amount of luck and probability that's involved. But I like to think of it like as a poker analogy, right? Or any other sort of card game, like Magic or Hearthstone or something would be like this too, where the best player doesn't always win. And just like if you're a good player, you won't always beat times from a player who's not quite as good. You won't always. But on average, like over time, or if you give it enough playthroughs, you'll definitely have better results than if you weren't doing those sorts of optimizations. So in this case, I'm not really comparing us against like some other player who's bad. I'm saying like two versions of myself, right? One version, I just play with my current skill level and kind of make gut calls and don't really look at damage ranges and just kind of hope for the best. The other version meticulously goes through and checks line item by line item. What's the best move here? How do I optimize my chances here? If those two people sit down and play a playthrough, there's no guarantee that the optimizations are going to yield a better result. But if those two versions of myself sit down and play 10 playthroughs, then it's basically guaranteed that you're going to go much faster if you're more meticulous. By the way, huge shout out to Auto Tonsorialist. Like, I've interacted with him a couple times. I don't know him super well, but the fact that he made this EXP router available to the community is just phenomenal. It's great. We needed to put the super potions there. And we teach... I didn't mean to teach Dig now, but that's okay. You teach Bubble Beam. And Water Gun. Or, not Water Gun, but Body Slam. Okay. Got a lot of our menuing done there, so we don't have to do as much of it at the tree. So what do we do at the tree now? At the tree, we still need to teach Cut. We could put the repels in place. I think we put the repels in place. And then teach Cut. I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the I was thinking too much, so I didn't actually switch to Bubble Beam like I was supposed to, but we didn't lose any attacks to sand attack, so kind of got away with it. Okay, splits are kind of right in line with what we had before. There's some variance like usual, right? We're gonna have some level of variance. We did a little bit of inventorying first. So, okay, repels, cut. So I suspect that we should actually gain a little bit of time on the Surge split that we lost in the Rival 3 split, just because we split up the item management a little bit. And that's true. Look, we're back to 2 seconds ahead. Nice. Okay. So we need to switch the bike and then teach Thunderbolt. It always helps to think about what you're going to do next. Oh. Bike. Thunderbolt. And I know we have the bike in the first slot instead of the second slot. I think it's slightly better to do it the other way, but it's not a big difference. Smash Mash says the game's Magikarp is even able to require a ton of optimization to figure out how. Yes, although that's a different problem, right? Most Pokemon are optimizing for how fast they can beat the game. Magikarp is just optimizing for beating the game. So, a little bit of a different challenge, but I guess it is the same concept. You probably spend a lot of time in the EXP router trying to figure out like damage ranges and such. Let's see if we can get the one hit here. It's like a 30% chance. Yeah. Okay. And Thunderbolt. Nice. Got a ton of ranges here between Slowbone both being ranges, the Oddish and the Bulbasaur both being ranges. Got the crit there, that's really nice. Oops. Ran past it a little bit. Smash Math saying the router doesn't work great for Crystal since it doesn't cap stat experience. Thank you, Imra. Appreciate it. Hope I have a good run. We'll see. So far, it's going pretty well. We're not like setting the world on fire or anything, but we're on a decent pace. Pretty comparable to our first completed run, which did have a good pace going until we kind of got wrecked in the late game. Oh, no! No! All right, well, at least this one only has one. There's that one girl has like 5 Pokemon on our team, and if we ran into that one, we'd be feeling big sad. Thankfully, just the one coughing, it's a 2-hit. We obviously didn't want to fight him, but it's not as painful as it could have been. All right. Here we're getting Double Edge. I need to remember, by the way, to teach Double Edge immediately. That's one small mistake we made before, is we waited to teach Double Edge. I'm going to move it to the top slot. Oh, oh. Not sure what I was doing there. Almost dug out. Digging out right before picking up the rare candy would be really bad. Okay. All right. That inventorying was not the cleanest I've ever done, but it wasn't terrible either. All right, please don't crit. We've crit the duo the last 2 times. Okay, nice. We didn't crit this time. Let's go. That's the only time we're not rooting for a crit, is against that Doduo. Okay. Super repels, protein. We want to teach double edge. Use a super repel and teach fly. We can go ahead and drop 2 of those too. Although I'm not sure we need to. It probably just clogs up for Mega Drain or something, so probably we shouldn't do that last drop. By the way, I did not look at damage ranges on that. I'm not sure if double edge is a one hit. That's pretty risky. If that's a range or something, we do massive damage and it mirror moves us, then it's a little sketch, but that's okay. I just went for it. Oh, 26 seconds ahead. Did we forget to do something? Now I'm kind of worried. Speed? Yeah, I hope so, Kojak. I hope it's just speed. I hope we didn't forget to do something. Sometimes that happens where I see a split. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing great. And then, oh, I forgot to do the Safari Zone. You know? Like, I love to see it when I've shaved 10 seconds off my last split. When I shave 30 seconds off my last split, then I get nervous. I'm like, oh no. That's fine. That wheezing has been poisoning us. Let's go fight Erica. We did it last time. We took 1 reset. Let's hope we avoid that reset this time. Double Edge was a one-shot against all 3 of these, so that speeds up training a bit. And also, if you notice that their moveset, they have like Sleep Powder and Stun Spore, Poison Powder. They can just be really annoying there. So we eliminate the chances of it being annoying by just taking all of that out of the equation. Instead of 2-shotting with Body Slam, we one-shot all of it with Double Edge. That said, we're Body Slamming here. Oh, that was such a good start. All right, don't mess us up. Okay. This is sketchy. Oh, if we had gotten the paralysis there, we could have won. Oops. I don't know what I was doing. Okay, come on. Okay, Stun Spore missed. As frustrating as it is to like take a reset to Erica there, those resets are not nearly as painful as like Agatha resets later. So we kind of just accept that, I think, and just we keep rolling. Obviously, we're not going to restart a replay, or we're not going to restart an entire playthrough because of something like that. Doesn't make sense to. Oh, that's right. We didn't heal. It's fine. Have to body slam one of them to have enough health. We're prepared with lots of super potions, though. I was a little slower on the candy pickup. A little too cautious, I think. I was worried about running into one of those trainers by accident. These coughings are ranges with double edge, but we have the health to play with. I think it's worth going for it. Especially since, you know, they're usually not doing that much damage to me. And we're going to heal at Saffron after this anyway. So we don't even lose time going to the bag to heal after this. We want to reset our waypoint, so. Notice I am trying to minimize tiles on grass. Oop. Nice. No encounters. It's good. It's always a little bit of gamble at this level. Let's go. All right. We need our revenge. This Silph guy ended our run last time we got here. The floor 7 guy got us. So here we run the gamut again. By the way, I don't know if anyone else out there, don't think I'm an idiot, please. But I only recently, like a few months ago, realized that gamut is a word. G-A-M-U-T. I had heard people say run the gamut so many times, but I always heard run the gambit. I thought it was run the gambit. G-A-M-B-I-T. Apparently that's not the expression. Did anyone else have that misconception? If not, that's okay, but I could be on an island here. But yeah, I didn't know. Gambit, gamut. Yeah. Oh. No! What? Didn't we look at the damage ranges? It was 100%? Oh my god, is it because I didn't use the protein? Is it because I didn't use the protein? Oh my god. How is that possible? How is this real life? Like, seriously? Is it because I didn't use a protein? I think those damage ranges might have been with 2 protein. Oh my god. I can't believe that. That's crazy. Like, it doesn't have to go for Confuse Ray. And then I don't have to hit myself 3 times in a row. I went up to full health for that fight. And I thought it was a guaranteed 1 hit. Like, I am shocked right now. Thankfully, it seems like I didn't actually need that Golbat EXP to get to the same level. So it didn't mess up my experience routing. But, yeah. We lost some time in the overworld for sure. And we lost time. Yeah, in the overworld and with our HM users. But, oh boy. I don't want to play this out. Spamming sand attack on me. I'm missing. The chat is in disbelief with me. If you're watching the VOD, me and the chat lost our minds at the same time. All right. How bad is the split? Oh, I don't know why it's not showing the split data. What happened is the same Golbat that got us last time got us again. It was insane. We missed the damage range, which I didn't even think was a range. I thought it was 100%. Maybe we're missing a protein or something. And then we hit ourselves in confusion like 2 or 3 times and lost the same exact way we lost last time. it was pretty wild. All right, taking on Koga now. For this section of the game, we'll be using Body Slam more than Double Edge. So I'm just going to swap that back up into the top slot. Oof. Our first playthrough was much smoother by comparison. We are at 0 resets through Blaine. We're already at 3 resets right now. And one of those is a blackout. Alright, let's go, Koga. We got a special drop. Really hope Persian doesn't psychic us. Okay, good. Yeah, if it went for the psychic after a special drop, I think it probably gets us. Ah, don't talk to the boulder. Trisecta says the possibility exists. I'm just bad luck when I watch people. I suppose that possibility exists, although I'm not that superstitious. To quote the great Michael Scott, I'm only a little stitious. Almost picked up that Carbos. A lot of Pokemon want that Carbos. Persian does not. I think here's where we need to drop an item. And we need to use 2 rare candies before Sabrina. Let's go ahead and use that protein. Bye, Double Edge. You betrayed us. Oh. That's how it feels. It feels like I was betrayed by Double Edge because I thought it was a guaranteed one-shot on that Golbat. We're going to have to check after this run to see if it was the protein. Honeydew says he's ultra-stitious. David Yang, minor-stitious. Alright, come on, Blaine. Be kind. Be kind, Blaine. Blaine could definitely get us. Confuse Ray is a tough start. Is Bubble Beam going to do more now? It does. Oh, of course, Slash would do the most. Bypasses. Okay. Okay. Easy. So, Blaine was kind that time. That's very nice. We have high PP here, so we don't need to heal again. We could just use a super potion, which we'll wait to do just in case we take chip damage. You know, maybe get a Gen 1 miss or something. Whatever. We'll open the menu to save anyway before Giovanni. So it makes the most sense to do it then. Regular stitious from Aaron Graham. Yep. Good. I'm glad that we're all quantifying how super or how stitious we are, rather. This is excellent work from the chat right now. I'm keeping Body Slam in the top slot because we're going to teach Mimic soon. Okay. No, Screech. No, we don't want to get Screeched. Look how much damage that... All right. We needed a guard spec. Guard spec. Yes! Yes! What a guard spec. What a clutch guard spec. Let's go. Giovanni, the greatest trainer. He does it again. Okay, he got me with the spinny pads, but that's okay. Let's go. Let's go. Nice. This is a range. Okay, we got it. Thunderbolt is a near guarantee. We missed it. But we got through the first two clean, so there's still a decent chance. We need to not get paralyzed here. Okay, no paralysis. I was trying to put him in potion range there, by the way, although it may have been better to go for Body Slam just for like the paralysis upside. I am going to go ahead and use a super potion. Oh. Okay. I did not mean to spam out 2 super repels there. There's a chance that we're going to hit encounters late in the cave now. But I think it's going to cost us more time to backtrack. Like, it will definitely cost us more time to backtrack. Oh, Jesus. Falling apart here. I was just thinking like, oh yeah, let me stay on foot because I'll be more accurate for repel steps. And as soon as I thought that, I pushed the boulder up into the mouth and had to run back. Not going super great, guys. That's okay. Soldiering on. Got to get it back together. We want to be step efficient here because... By the way, when I've seen Scott in this situation before, he always goes in the cave for a while and then tries to time his last repel so that he doesn't get any encounters. I don't understand the logic behind that at all. So, okay, maybe one of you knows, like maybe there are higher chances for encounters at some point, but isn't it better to just use your repels, assuming that, like, I think it's uniform across the cave. Oh my God, we missed the slash. That could have been bad. Thankfully, the chance that you missed the sing. That's crazy. That's not a way I anticipated losing. Wouldn't it be better just to run until it goes out? Because it's the same number of steps anyway that repel costs, right? And if you try to time it for the end of the cave, what if you're just off with the timing? Oh God, repel runs out, immediate. Okay, we only got one. We only got one encounter. It's not great, but it's definitely not a disaster. All right, let's teach Mimic. Over Body Slam. Let's do this thing. Uh-oh. I didn't use the candies. Oh no. Am I in trouble? Uh-oh. I might be in trouble. Not super potions. Where are my full restores? I'm not sure when I'm supposed to use the candies now. Maybe right before Agatha. This isn't great. I'm not thrilled with myself right now. Like, it's important that we're 60 for Lance. I'm going to pause real quick. We need to check and see if we use 2 candies now. We were supposed to use the 2 rare candies before the trainer in Victory Road, but I was too preoccupied with my repel steps to remember it, I think. Like, if we use the 2 candies now, we level up into Dragonair. Gyarados is unlikely to 1-hit. I think we have to wait until after Agatha to go to 60. Yeah. I don't like it because damage ranges are going to be worse. Maybe we just accept the worst ranges on the Gyarados because we need to do more damage against Agatha. Like, Agatha's... Our ranges are already bad against Agatha. 40-something% is good enough against the Gyarados. It's a fast reset if we don't get it, so we accept it. We're not happy about it, but we accept it. Let's just use the candies. Confuse Ray is the biggest threat this Gengar has. We stay confused for all 5 turns. But we can still win because we're mimicking Hypnosis. And we're probably dead. Agatha's the hardest fight, so even if it's just like a little extra health and a little extra sustain and a little more damage, like, I think it probably is helpful. This is the biggest compromise in the run. We could get through at 57, but like, hopefully you see how sketchy this is. Come on, please sleep. No, we got a Gen 1 miss on Thunderbolt at the end there. Come on. Like, this one's not as scary at the beginning because it's mostly going to lick us. But the last one is very scary and we can't survive Toxic. We kind of hope that we get a switch into the Golbat at some point just so that we can knock it out doing some chip damage with Thunderbolt. Or if we get the Super Potion, it'd be really nice. Yeah, we got the Super Potion. Because if it hits us with Toxic, it's just game over. It's like an instant loss because it takes us too many turns to get through. Okay. I think we just Thunderbolt now. We had crit upside. Okay. Yeah, I think just Slash instead of Hypnosis on the Arbok. But we're going to keep putting this Gengar to sleep until it's really low health. Okay. We got through. Let's go. Gyarados doesn't have to wreck us. It could go for like Leer or Dragon Rage. Or we can hit the range. No, stop doing that. Do I fight this out? I don't know. Could get a... No. Okay. This is kind of what happened the first time, is we got wrecked by the league. Lance showed his teeth. But you see how we're like just a sliver short of 60? That's why I was fighting an optional in Victory Road. Because this just gets way more sketchy if we don't consistently get past the Gyarados. Nice crit. Okay. Let's go. We could still get sub 44 here, which would not be bad. Sub 44 would be pretty good. A lot of people in the chat believe in sub 44 as the likely outcome. I would be happy with sub 44. I think that would be a pretty good result. I'm going to go for Hypnosis here, because I think we saw how nasty the champion can be. Especially this Magneton. It's a good thing that we're doing more than half against it. I'm going to go straight for Thunderbolt here, because the Cloyster doesn't have to be awful. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. Yeah, Hypnosis. Because the Flareon does massive damage if it chooses a Fire-type move. Okay, sub 44. Let's go. Let's go. I know my tone was down because we made some mistakes at the end there. 8 resets. 43 minutes, 52 seconds. We got sub 40. I'm so happy. Oh my God. With all the bad things that happened in that run, with the blackout and Silph, and all the resets at Agatha and the misplay, forgetting the rare candies, we still got sub 44. Let's go. GG Trisecta. Good GG Rectum Dicks. Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to say that out loud. Emra, Smash Math. GG in the chat. Aaron saying this feels like a sub 40 mon. I agree. With the big caveat of like on a lot of attempts, right? It doesn't feel like a sub 40 Pokemon on your first couple attempts. Definitely not. Like you saw how wrong things can go. It feels like Hitmonlee a lot. It actually feels a whole lot like Hitmonlee. You need luck against Agatha. That's also Hitmonlee's hardest fight is against Agatha. And you're just kind of brittle because our let me pull up the base stats for Persian. Actually, I think it's just here, base stats. Yes. See this? 65 base HP. It's not very good. 60 defense. That's not very good. 65 special. It's okay if you're not a special attacker, but you're still taking pretty good damage from special attacks. So you look at all these mediocre numbers, 65, 60, 65. We're taking a lot of damage to pretty much anything. So even though our only weakness is fighting type, there's not a lot of fighting types. We're still just in general kind of frail. So in a lot of ways, it does feel like Hitmonlee, where you've got a lot of upside, but you can also kind of just get wrecked sometimes. Is this better than Scott's Run? Yes. Yes, it's better than Scott's Run. Papa Shook saying, I think sub 41 is possible, but GG. How many levels do I need for a better Agatha? Like 12 more levels. I mean, like, I'm a little tongue-in-cheek here because, okay, of course, every level helps, right? Let's move the routing back to the way I had it. I had it at level 59 and then 60 for the final Gengar. But, like, look, at level 60, Gengar is a 67% chance to be a 4-turn. And that's just because of how good our crit chances are. Because if we get regular hits, 23 to 26% damage, we're not very likely to 4-hit. Look at our raw damage. See? 34 to 40. Super potions heal 50 health. So we're doing less damage to Gengar than it's healing if Agatha chooses super potion. Like, that's how bad our damage ranges are. Same thing with the first Gengar. We do 34 to 40 damage. We do the same amount of damage, funny enough, because the first Gengar is at a lower level, but we're leveling up into the last Gengar. So it ends up that we do 34 to 40 either way. So if she uses a super potion, we only make up ground if we're getting crits. Even against the Haunter, 38 to 45 damage, super potion heals more than we're doing with a regular hit. So like our ranges are 4-hit on the first Gengar, 3-hit on the Haunter, 4-hit range on the last Gengar. And then if we wanted like Slash to 1-hit the Golbat for more consistency or something, we would need to be level 65 to have a 43% chance to 1-hit with Slash. So basically it's not feasible. Like we just can't, like, it's a great question, Aaron, because we would love to make Agatha consistent. But I think we will sacrifice so much time training to make Agatha consistent that we never do it. This Cool Trainer, by the way, is kind of a dual purpose. It gives us level 60 for Gengar for a little bit better ranges. Again, we took this out. Then we only do 21 to 25%. But you see the four turn kill chances are very similar because that's still likely to get a crit. The main reason this trainer is in is for Lance. Because you saw Lance is kind of sketchy, right? So we want the 66% roll at level 60 rather than like a 40-something% chance at level 59. By the way, we have to investigate this stupid rocket. Okay, wait, which one was it? This one was a range, right? This one was supposed to be a guarantee. 100% minimum roll. 79 damage, 79 damage. But that has me using 2 proteins here. We have gone through the Safari Zone, so we could have used the protein. What happens if we move this down to 1 protein? I think it was the 1 protein. 97 to 115. The first time vitamins have ever mattered for damage ranges. We missed the 90% roll into a loss. That's really painful. That's really painful. Okay. Well, I tell you all what. Renewed, you did not miss the stream because I'm running it a 3rd time. We're running it back. We got our sub 44, but we're still hungry. 8 resets. I don't like that. We can do better than 8 resets. Grab water, take a restroom break, do what you need to do. I'm going to take a quick break. Then we're going to run it back. 3rd run. Let's go. I'm back, everybody. Papa Shook says, gotta go run an estimate for the construction biz. Hopefully I can make it back before we finished. Be right back, homies. All right. Very good. And I think there's a pun there somewhere from Renewed. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's go ahead and do the splits from our last run. We've got a sub 44-minute run. We know what that looks like with Persian now. Now we're going to get greedy. Now, I still don't think like sub 40 is going to happen, but I'd love to get like a 41, 42-minute playthrough. I think that would be really nice. We had a 38-minute Bruno, so if we hypothetically got a first win Agatha, it would be somewhere around 39, 39, 30, something like that. Then we could see ourselves with like a 41, 42-minute champion. It's definitely possible. We could also avoid taking out a blackout. So, Trisecta asks, what's the jersey I'm wearing? I'm wearing a disc golf jersey. I am an avid disc golfer. I'm an amateur. But I do play in like local tournaments and stuff. So I got this at a tournament. Yeah, I think it looks nice. The Lost Hiker theme. Yeah, well, his name is Bruno today to you, pal. He beat us with submission. He once played some disc golf in old caves. Oh, that sounds amazing, actually. That sounds so fun. It sounds like you'd probably wreck your discs. Like maybe you play with some that you don't care about too much. Because I think it would, like, the edges would probably get pretty torn up throwing in some old caves. But I don't know if it was like really mossy on the ground or something. God, that would be sweet. That would be a really cool aesthetic. Trisecta says, let's go Brock percentage. This is what I'm here for. Great. I hope not. I hope we're not doing a Brock percentage. We did have to try 2 or 3 times before, failed 2 or 3 times before we got our successful Brock last time. Oh, this is not the right trainer to face, but that's okay. We can skip the next one. It's not a big difference as long as we're critting, and we did. So that's all right. I'm supposed to fight this one here instead. It's just slightly faster because there's 1 less Metapod. I don't know if it surprises anyone else. I did think that I'd probably need, like, maybe not level 13, but I thought it would be a lot sketchier than it is. Just getting to level 10 is, like, pretty good for Brock. I wonder if I should be screeching that Sandshrew. Probably should be. Because that's a lot of hits to knock out the Sandshrew. Should probably be screeching it. Got a flinch there. That was really nice. Ooh, bide. That's what we want to see. And we got all 3 screeches up. Okay, this is like the perfect start to the battle against the Onyx. Oh, let's go. Okay. 321. We saved 5 seconds off our Brock split. Not bad, not bad. Oh. Yeah, we're in green after beating Brock too. That's kind of crazy. After he beat us so many times, that just goes to show, like, if he goes for an early bide, it becomes trivial. We really get wrecked when, okay, don't mess me up, Ekans, please. Okay. I make that mistake every time, right? I accidentally almost teach bide. Whoops. Okay, you chill. Crit. Taking a lot of damage there, but the main thing is just that we're running out of bites. I think I'm gonna have to scratch the Caterpie down. I guess that's okay. It's still a 2-hit either way. So we only waste a little bit of time doing this. Yeah, we wasted 1 turn in battle because we didn't have a bite. That's okay. Not the end of the world. We're still moving along. Brock 100%. Let's go. Yep. Aaron Graham with a long message about the caves. Unfortunately, we can't run through here without bumping into a bunch of stuff if I try to read. So... Oh my god, I forgot water gun. I forgot water gun. There is a way we can salvage this. But you guys aren't going to like it. Yeah, it's Misty first. You're right, Aaron. It's Misty first. This is going to be very risky. Like, very risky. I think we're going to have to go for like 1 Screech against the Starmie. And it's going to do massive damage against this if it chooses Bubble Beam. This can actually be faster if it works out. I'm going to take 1 reset here if we have to. But if it's more than that, we're going to restart the playthrough. No, I don't want payday. crit, crit, crit. Oh my god, we got through. Oh, baby, we got through. Holy cow. Do you guys see how many hardens he had to go through and we still almost lost that? Holy cow. This is optimal. This is actually optimal. But I didn't try it before because it's so risky. Holy cow. Y'all, this might be the run. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Hitting the range on the Rattata. Woo! Woo! No, it says 46 seconds behind for the rival, but that's because we already beat Misty. Okay. Okay. We got extra experience now, too, so we're one-shotting the Caterpie and the Weedle, which we weren't before. Alright. What is this playthrough? What is this? I'm going to be a little extra safe and heal. Oh, and talk to the girl again, just in case I forgot something. Level 20 should give us a much better chance at one-hitting the Zubat with Bite. Yeah, that's nice, because that was a range before. Might have been a guarantee at level 20, not sure. It's like it was planned all along. Smash Bath, I did Misty early this time because I forgot the Water Gun TM in Mount Moon. That's why. So, we just had to get crazy lucky instead. But if you get crazy lucky and beat Misty immediately on your first try, then it becomes way better than picking up Water Gun in Mount Moon. Like, way better. Hilariously better. Because we get better ranges on Nugget Bridge with the extra experience, and because we have Bubble Beam. And we never had to teach Water Gun. So we just save that time. And now we don't even have to go back to the center to heal. We can just pick up the ether and keep going. So we skip a center trip as well. Like, it's crazy how much better it is if you can actually get away with beating Misty first. I wasn't crazy enough to try it before because, well, actually, that's a lie. I did try it before and it was a disaster. So that's why I didn't try it on stream, because it really didn't go well when I tried Misty at a lower level. Even using a couple rare candies, it was very sketchy. So, like, we hit our crit, or sorry, we hit our Screech early on in that fight, and then she had to use Harden a bunch of times too to give us extra turns to knock her out. Like, we had a very fortunate Misty fight. Oh, yeah, just crit everything, Persian. Just crit everything. Yeah, I think we would have been doing almost nothing if we hadn't Screeched. I don't know Power Gem. Oh, Smash Math answered that in the chat. Thank you. Can Persian reach S tier? Depends what you mean by S tier. Do you mean sub 40? If you mean sub 40, then yes, hypothetically. But not without difficulty. Our best run so far is 43 something. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The overlay didn't update. It had Bite in the top slot, so I thought that it didn't register, but it actually was there. So we accidentally overwrote Bite with... It's fine. Body Slam is really all we need. Like, Bite was barely used. Not a big deal, but I had to refresh the overlay. Okay, we need to teach Bubble Beam. We can teach Dig while we're here. Oh, we already have Bubble Beam. Just kidding. This is where we had to teach it before. It's so funny. Oh no, we lost Bite for Agatha. That's a quality comment. Yes, whatever will we do without Bite for Agatha, the dark type move. Okay. I need to think about my inventorying. What are we doing next? Repels. I can move the repels down when I teach cut. I've already taught the other one. Nope, already had that. I need the super potions. That's what it is. Okay. That way when we move the bike, we can do Thunderbolt. Alright, don't get really unlucky here, Persian. Okay, we didn't get really unlucky. Still 16 seconds ahead at Surge. That's pretty good. And we had a pause in there, so maybe it's 2 or 3 seconds faster than that. And that was mostly just time savings from fighting Misty first, not needing to spend the time teaching Water Gun. Having better ranges. Okay, that inventorying was pretty clean. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. But as hype as that was, like, okay, we maybe saved like 15 to 20 seconds or something by beating Misty first, which is really cool. It's really fun. But like one reset at Agatha could cost us like 40 seconds, right? So the reality is, as neat as this stuff is, it's all going to come down to the end. That's going to really determine if we have a great run or not. Do we have a good Agatha? Do we have a good Lance and Champion? Especially Agatha and the Champion. Missed a pretty favorable range there. It's a little unfortunate. But taking a little bit of damage here is not a big deal. We don't even need a heal because we're going to be one-shotting these Pokemon with Bubble Beam, one-shotting the next ones with Body Slam. So it really doesn't matter how much health we have coming out of this section. Self-destructing Hiker going down to 3 Bubble Beams once again. Very satisfying, by the way. Oh, shoot. I'm still fighting muscle memory on that because I'm trying to teach myself to have repels in the top slot for that section, but I'm so used to scrolling down to the second slot to do it. It is just a little bit faster to have repels in the second slot because once you use all of them, the bike will filter up to the top slot. I had an itch on my face and I thought I had made it to the gambler in time, but instead I stood one step before him and just stopped like, well, okay, never mind. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Rocket Hideout next. Get Double Edge. And then we shop. Yes. Yes, proteins will be used. We will buy 1 protein, and then we will use the protein that we get in the Safari Zone before we do that training in Silph. Also, Double Edge will be taught when we teach Fly. That's the idea. Okay, that was pretty clean inventorying. Time for a Doduo. They can break out. There's like a 6% chance they can do it when they're on low health. Okay. We're going to teach. Where's Double Edge? There it is. Over Scratch. Then Fly. Ah, shoot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I didn't check damage ranges in between there, and I got punished for it. However, I think we have guaranteed 1 hits the rest of the way. So I think we're okay here. I'm making it a little sketchy there for no reason. I didn't save, guys. I didn't save. Come on. Snap out. Good. We're living life a little risky now. We're gonna play like Puss in Boots, you know? Like we have 9 lives. Oh. Ooh, that's a very likely 2-hit range. We missed it, but we got the full paralysis, so that's kind of nice. All right, let's go. We're doing it. Next up is Erica. I think it's going to be marginally faster to heal and antidote than it would have been to accidental super repel. That's okay. I bought an extra one because sometimes I have been known to spam out an extra super repel. So this is okay. That's why we have that. As a kid, you used to save in front of every single trainer. I hear you, Renewed. I was like that too. As a kid, I also got paranoid of using items like potions and stuff. Like I didn't want to use them. I would rather backtrack so far to the Pokemon Center to heal in case I needed those potions later. Like I was very cautious when I played. Not fast at all. I would walk so far backwards. Okay. Oh, that was such a good crit. Let's go. Okay, come on. Okay, got through Erica first try. That's big. Here I am going to fly back. Before I was cutting the tree and just running back, but I think the time is similar. And in this case, we preferred to get the heal in because we're low health and paralyzed. So I would have had to use a full restore. But I think it's kind of nice to hold on to the full restore. Especially since we were kind of low on Body Slam PP anyway. I think it makes sense to go ahead and just take the heal there. That was clean. You always had payday, so you didn't have to worry about money for potions. That's hilarious. That's next level. Okay, not bad. Decent navigation there. Really good navigation there. Get the one hits. Come on. Hit the ranges. Oh, well. Hit the range. Yeah. All right, we got 2 out of 3 of them. That's pretty good. All right, we're going to use the protein. Mark my words. We will use the protein this time. It's time for our redemption arc against the random rocket grunt that keeps owning us. Nope, we don't need that Carbos. Ah, we got the Nidoran. One encounter, not the end of the world. Oh, no, we don't have room. We need to pick up room for the secret key as well. Oh, but that's going to be the potion, or the proteins. So we'll use the proteins now, so we open up space for the secret key. Oh, we already used one oh, shoot. We already used one potion, I guess. I keep saying potion. I meant to say protein. The vitamin. Because we only had one in our bag. I don't remember using the one that we had earlier, but I guess we did. It'd be really tragic. Really tragic if we somehow only used one protein and then lose again in the same place for the 3rd time in a row. But I don't think that's going to happen. Come on. Come on. Redemption arc. Let's go. Double edge. Come on, Golbat. Come on, Golbat. Okay, we crit it. That's how it always goes. Good. I'm glad we took it to negative health. Screw you, stupid Golbat. Alright. We finally beat the main boss. It's not Agatha. It's the rocket. That gave us 2 blackouts. Time to use a bunch of rare candies after this. Oh, I guess we would have had a slot open anyway, now that I think about it. Because we were going to use candies before we got the card key. I was talking about using the vitamin, but we have 1 empty slot now. We need to use an elixir. Important. Nope. Okay, let's go. Come on, rival. Good, Swift, not Sand Attack. Anything but Sand Attack, and we're pretty happy. Oh, a crit body slam. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, first try Rival 5. Even with a Gen 1 miss against Flareon, doesn't matter. 1 minute ahead. 1 minute, 1 second ahead. Pretty good. I think we have to double edge the Arbok to one hit it. We stocked up on super potions for a reason, boys and girls. Maybe should have double edged that. Should be okay against the Nidoqueen, even if it crits us, I think. Cool. Koga next. We keep the rally point there in Saffron, by the way. Because we're going to fight Sabrina after we dig out of the mansion here shortly. Koga, mansion, Sabrina, Blaine. I think we were supposed to double edge the Hypno, so we're going to do that this time. Oh, well, guess it's probably a range. That's okay. Doesn't really matter. We were going to have to take a heal there anyway. Let's go, Koga. This is a little bit of a sketchy fight. I mean, they can choose to use Sleep Powder sometimes. Although we could crit them as well, which is pretty good. Yeah, keep critting them. Keep critting them. Oh my god. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Okay, finally. Woo! Got a little sketchy there with Venomoth setting up double team, but we got through. Still no resets. We have enough health that we can make it. Good. Let Mom heal us. It's just a little bit faster than using a center. And we fight Psych. Shout out to Ike the Killer. Shout out to Scott for naming him Psych. Scott's really good about giving people in the community a spotlight. I think I've benefited from that probably more than anyone, and I'm very appreciative. I think we probably are down to like one slot left. We're gonna have to clear something out. I'm gonna clear something out. I don't know what. Bide. Good enough. Pretty sure we had to, just to get Mimic. It's really painful when you talk to her for that long and then she says, oh, you don't have a spot for this. Then you have to go through all the dialogue again. It's very slow. Rare candies. I do like that double edge is useful for a while until we can replace it with Slash. There's something kind of satisfying about that. Even though, of course, we would have preferred to have Slash the whole time. Yep, I was right about our bag slots because we were full this time after picking up Mimic, which is perfect, of course, because we don't want Sabrina to talk to us. And we don't want Blaine to talk to us either. Like, yeah, I know, it's a really cool TM, and yeah, sometimes Fire Blast is useful. But we don't want it. We want to go fast. Alright, be kind, Blaine. Be kind. Oh, Miss Tail Whip is pretty kind. Okay, Crit Stomp is not as kind. Reflect. Oh, we'd love to see Reflect. By the way, this is just a good level because we barely two-hit with Slash most of the time on the Arcanine. So it's pretty perfect when we're fighting Blaine there. It just kind of works out nicely. And then level 53 for Giovanni, similarly, is good for like basically guarantees on the Nidos with Slash. So there's some really kind of satisfying math in the router when you're going through all these ranges. That's true. Smash Math said both have a Golbat. Yeah, our two Nemesises in this playthrough, Agatha and that random rocket, they both have a Golbat. That's the connective tissue. We figured it out. Oh yeah, Aaron, it's I think Scott's gonna do it too, but Gym Leader Matt added a bag indicator in his overlay. No, not a crit. Okay, we need a guard spec now. First reset, Giovanni. Nidoqueen crit us with double kick. We don't have enough health to play around with that. We should body slam the Persian. Okay, guard spec there. We just need to not get crit by one of the Nidos, basically. I think if either one of them crit us, we probably don't survive. Okay, no crits this time. And then we have a guarantee with Bubble Beam, assuming we don't Gen 1 miss. We don't, we crit. So Giovanni's down. Still a good pace. Let's go ahead and use one of those full restores now. And a Super Repel and a Bike. And a save. Okay, let's go. Oh, we got the range on the execute that time. That's really nice. Oh no, not a Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave can ruin our day. Gave the Kadabra a chance to attack, but it just used Recover. You'll love to see it. Oh, Flamethrower did a lot, but somehow we didn't lose any of our turns. We are going to have to use the other full restore here. Again, I should have waited actually until here, because Austin pointed this out to me the other day. You open your inventory there to use the bike again. So if you have to open for like a full restore or something, it's best to do it then. Or if you need to use an item like a rare candy or drop an item to free up a spot for a rare candy, anytime you need to do some inventorying, you should do it right there. Oh, okay. I cannot believe I did that again. Okay. It doesn't waste that much time. It just frustrates me. The reason I'm... you could run to the boulder first, but if you're using a repel there, then it is slower. Because then you have to open the item inventory twice. Okay. Oh, meant to do this. Yeah, see, like, opening it twice doesn't take that long, but, you know, speedruns are all about saving in the margins whenever you can. Sub 39? No. Because the fights are slow. You might forget, like, the fights are not fast. Especially Agatha. We could win that fight and it could take, like, a full minute. Dugong is a range with Slash here, by the way. We got it this time. Oh my god, I did it again. I didn't use the rare candies. Okay. Where are the rare candies at? It doesn't matter much. We fight this one. It costs us the... Oh, that's wasted time, though. I hate that. I do hate that. This one's basically the same as the other one. But we needed to use the rare candies first so that we get level 60. Even though that's a little bit painful just fighting an extra trainer, it's 100% worth it over experiencing the potential pain that we could have last time by not having the right level for Agatha or not having the right level 60 for Lance's Gyarados. So worth the time investment, although it's a little bit painful. Because obviously that one trainer now becomes completely useless that we fought before the rare candies. Not helpful at all. But mistakes happen. Okay, let's go. Crit. Takedown. Takedown's okay there. Hopefully we get into super potion range here. Okay. It's a little sketchy. But thankfully it's using withdrawal here. So that's really good for us. Okay, good. Good. First try Lorelei. Lorelai's not one of like the main bosses, but definitely one that can go wrong. I'm saving before the hiker. Please don't make fun of me. Although the hiker is much safer with Bubble Beam. Much sketchier when you're running this fight without Bubble Beam. You have to mimic dig. Also much slower. Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. Clean hiker. Need to use an elixir so we have enough thunderbolts. Wish me luck, everybody. It's Agatha. Please don't be terrible, Agatha. Okay. That was a pretty slow reset. That's pretty painful. Come on. Okay, we're not confused anymore. That's really good. We dodged the toxic. Okay, we're not confused anymore, and we only got wrapped. That's pretty good. Okay, come on, Hypnosis, come on. It's really nice that we're outspeeding. Gives us a chance with Hypnosis. Yes. Second try Agatha. Let's go. We're not going to go sub 40, but we could be low 40s here. Okay, that was pretty decent. Oh, yeah, okay. We take the Miss Hydro Pump. We take that. Slam is fine. No. Oh no, why? Gen 1 missed Thunderbolt after we get crit Hyper Beam by Aerodactyl. You've got to be kidding me. It's not going to be sub 41. That was a crit Hydro Pump, by the way. That was a missed range into a crit Hydro Pump. I reset while it was still doing damage. Come on, man. It's a 66% range. Okay. Oh, that's a really good crit. I was holding my breath that we didn't get frozen. Okay, come on. We could be sub 42. Let's go. Let's go. Poison Sting. Beautiful. That's what we needed. Okay. Okay. Sleep, please. Oh, we got the crit. Come on. Come on. All right, let's go. 41-21 with 6 resets. That was a really good playthrough. That was really, really good. I know 6 resets doesn't sound great, but we only had 1 painful reset against Agatha. Funny enough, Lance trolled us. Lance is the one that really, really hurt us. But most of those resets were pretty quick. 2:36 in game time, which translates roughly to 39 minutes without the resets. So we lost about 2.5 minutes to resets there. Proving that sub 40 is possible, but yeah, you need a little bit of good luck at the end there to get through clean. We kind of looked at the damage ranges. Hopefully you could tell from the damage ranges that it's not a matter of like a couple levels. It's not like we could go up 2 more levels or 3 more levels and somehow make the end consistent. That's just not the case. I think we are at the right level for these fights, I think. We could, hypothetically, if we kept running this over and over again, get a sub 40 time. That said, 41 minutes and 21 seconds is a really, really satisfying time with Persian. What was the reason we went Misty early and lost time? We actually gained time. Before time? Well, okay. So that's a good point. We should revisit that for a second. If you look at the splits, Rival 2 is minus 46 seconds, but Misty is plus 3 minutes and 22 seconds. I may have said that in reverse, but I think you know what I mean. Misty was much faster this time. We did them out of order, and that's because I just forgot to pick up Water Gun and Mount Moon. But that net saved us time in this playthrough because we took a very risky Misty fight, which we're unfavored to win, but we actually won in the first try. So that probably shaved 15 or 20 seconds off of the playthrough. This probably would have been more like a 41-45 or 41-35, somewhere in there type of result, had we not kind of lucked into this strategy. But still, I think sub 42 is a very good result for Persian. Very, very satisfied with this. I agree with everyone who says that sub 40 could happen, but I think we're talking about like 10 playthroughs type of luck, not like not likely to happen in your first 2 or 3 tries. Agatha alone was 2 minutes. Yeah. Like if you look, we had a 37-29 Bruno split. That's a split that can be sub 40. It can be. Even Agatha at 39-52, they were 38-52. You can't really be sub 40. Like it kind of ended at Agatha. If Agatha is like 30 seconds faster than this, it's possible. But we were really close. Yeah, we got to the late game with a chance. That's all you could hope for. So like if we were running this over and over again to get sub 40, that's all it would come down to. It would come down to like maybe you have 1 reset, maybe you have 2 resets at the most through the gym challenge, because Persian is extremely consistent all the way up until the league. And then you just need a league with only like 1 reset. That's what it would take to get sub 40. Yeah, the Dragonite Blizzard. Yeah. And the Dragonair Ice Beam. Like both times that happened, I like seized up a little bit. I was like, please don't freeze me. Please don't freeze me. Especially if you lose to the Dragonite, it's very painful. Like Dragonite resets take way longer than Gyarados resets. So even though it was annoying, we missed the range a few times with Thunderbolt. Those resets are quite a bit faster than the late game or late in the battle resets. So, all right, I think it's time to call it a run. Emmer asks, when will I run Golbat? I don't know. Do you guys want to see Golbat? I feel like maybe we should do that next week. Should we run Golbat next week? Because he was the villain today. Should we run the villain next week? Is that what people want to see? Do people want to see Golbat in Pokemon? I mean, that's a bad Pokemon, right? Is that like a 55-minute Pokemon or something? It's a bad one, right? But we could. We'd probably use a lot of Confuse Ray. Might be fun. All right, next time, if I remember. If I forget, remind me. Next time, Golbat. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. Catch you next time.